vacation every single day, cause I love my occupation. Hey, I'm on vacation every single day, every single day. Hey, I'm on vacation every single day, every single day.
Back with you here in Indianapolis, just about ready. There's two desperate teams getting together here in Week 4. Bill O'Brien, year 5 in Houston. Postseason appearance his first 3 years, but it has been uphill since. Trying to get this team into the win column, have not won since Week 11 of last season. And his counterpart, Frank Reich, making an emotional return to Philadelphia last week. Nearly got the win. Of course, the Eagles' offensive coordinator the last couple of years says he actually got choked up at one point pre-game in a conversation he was having with Carson Wentz and Nick Foles and his old quarterbacks in Philly.
I'm sure it was quite emotional, but he would have much rather come out there with a win. Almost had a chance there at the end of the game, but red zone opportunities. Eagles won, Colts did not.
Houston winning the toss, they defer, and so it will be the Colts leading their offense onto the field to get this game going. Zach Pascal stands back deep. As which of these two teams can break through in the win column here in week number 4. Indianapolis 1-2. Both of their losses coming late in games. Had a chance in both of those defeats. And of course, Houston, their 3rd straight loss to begin the season last week at home. So here comes Andrew Luck, his 4th game since making his triumphant return from the shoulder. And Adam's still kind of dealing with the questions about that right arm strength.
Yeah, that's been a major theme. And I think it's because when you look at the offense, their longest play from scrimmage this season is a 33-yard scramble from Andrew Luck. And hey, this is a quarterback that all of these fans and the Indianapolis Colts are used to see him connect down the field. We have yet to see that happen this year.
It's a banged up offensive line, and stop us if you've heard that before for the Colts. O-line issues have been a major theme for this club the last couple of years. Here's the rookie running back Jordan Wilkins as Marlon Mack is out again today. 3rd game he's missed already this season with foot and hamstring injuries. So here's Wilkins, their leading rusher. And up front, we told you at the top, Joe Haig placed on IR this week with a high ankle sprain, so Denzel Good makes his first start of the season. And, of course, no Anthony Costanzo and Jack Doyle yet again.
Yeah, down to your backup tackles, both left tackle and right tackle. But LaRaven Clark has filled in the last 2 games at left tackle and has done a pretty good job against some good rushers.
Luck from the gun on 2nd and 10. They protect him well, and that pass is caught. But Nyheim Hines is crunched immediately on the play by Zack Cunningham, the linebacker.
This is how Zack Cunningham wanted to start this game. Really had a tough time last week in coverage against the New York Giants. He got picked on quite a bit. But here, his first chance of the game, an open field tackle, and makes a nice stick.
So Cunningham, who has struggled a little bit, specifically in the pass coverage, especially last week with a good play early in this game for the Texans. 3rd and 11. They protect Luck again. He throws on the run. He completes far side. That's a first down catch. Marcus Johnson, his first catch of the season, and only the 6th of his career, coming over in a trade from Seattle in the offseason, a pickup of 16.
Yeah, Jonathan Joseph has way too much cushion outside, protecting against the deep pass, and that's easy. Andrew Luck facing a little pressure, escapes the pocket, but with that much cushion, that's an easy pickup on a first down. The Texans, I know it was 3rd and long, but you have to do a better job of challenging these receivers outside.
Luck again to the air to start. Another catch. It's T.Y. Hilton. Breaks a tackle. There's a flag thrown as Hilton is finally tackled at the 20. The penalty flag back at the Houston 48-yard line, and now Hilton late to get to his feet. It's a pickup of 40. It was Bernardrick McKinney, their inside linebacker, who applied the hit.
Holding number 22, defense. That penalty's declined. Result of the play, first down.
Aaron Colvin, the man penalized. They, of course, declined the penalty, but now the obvious concern on T.Y. Hilton. Just crunched as all of that weight from McKinney onto his left shoulder. Oh, look at T.Y. Hilton, the Pro Bowler each of the last 4 years, such an indispensable part of this offense. Walking into the Indianapolis locker room, it's the left shoulder that they're worried about.
Yeah, absolutely devastating. The Colts already down so many of their best players on offense coming into this game, but that is the one person that can scare a defense, and right now the Texans can cover anybody.
Quick fake handoff and then the delivery to Eric Ebron over the middle. That catch, by the way, by Hilton, 40 yards, their longest play of the season. You touched at the top about Houston not really being able to take it down the field to keep defenses honest, but as soon as it happens, Hilton leaves the game.
Well, it's big plays, not only throwing the ball with air yards down the field, but they really haven't had an opportunity to have T.Y. Hilton do some catch and run. And to have a guy like that to finally give this offense a big play that it's looking for and then have to go into a locker room has to be devastating for Andrew Luck.
Jeremy Nichols signed off of their practice squad just this week, gets his first touch. And what a carry it is as McKinney finally tackles him. It'll be 1st and goal. What a nice little burst by Nichols, the second-year kid out of Boise State, a pickup of a half dozen.
The running game, especially when they've gotten tight in the red zone, in the games that they haven't been able to put it in, has been absolutely stuffed. This isn't not going to be a overpowering, physical, rushing attack, but they have to get positive yards and pick their spots. That was a good play.
So McNichols comes to the sideline. Zach Pascal, the man in motion for Indianapolis. A quick strike into the end zone. It's caught. Pascal for the Indianapolis touchdown.
Great route running and poor technique. Pascal's going to come out of the backfield, and he's going to stretch Sharice Wright to the outside. There is nobody in between the throwing lane from Luck and his wide receiver, and that's an easy window for Luck to come back with a touchdown.
How's that for an opening statement from Andrew Luck and this Colts offense? Here's Adam Vinatieri, who is on the doorstep of history, can become the all-time leader in field goals made today in NFL history. Is good here on the point after. Luck 5 for 5, dropping a dime to Pascal.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Pizza Hut, official pizza sponsor of the NFL. AARP, take on today with AARP, real possibilities. And by T-Mobile, America's most loved wireless brand.
Well, yesterday, Indianapolis hosting a St. Jude Children's Research Hospital run to end childhood cancer. The terrific event raised over $107,000 to support the hospital's childhood cancer research. Among the many participants was our very own broadcast associate, Katie Keene, representing our crew proudly. Much better time than Adam Archuleta would have had if he did the run, but nice job by Katie to represent our crew very, very well. And what an opening drive for Indianapolis as Andrew Luck marches them down the field to get the early 7-0 lead. Oh, an emotional scene here prior to kickoff as the Colts celebrated the life of one of their own by honoring the late Edwin Jackson. Jackson's parents, Mary and Wesley, and the rest of the Jackson family were on hand to reflect on a life lost too early. Within the heartfelt service was a $25,000 donation to the Edwin Jackson 53 Foundation presented on behalf of the team and the entire Colts community. Jackson, of course, tragically killed in that auto accident on the morning of the Super Bowl here, as they will be wearing that EJ decal on their helmets today and for the rest of the season. Here is Deshaun Watson. Nice little run tackled on the play by Jabal Sheard. And the question today, can Watson and this Texans offense finally get something going?
And I thought it was really interesting when we met with Bill O'Brien last night, and he said that we're going to get back to doing some of the things that made Watson in the offense successful last season. Getting him on the edges, moving the pocket, getting the ball more in his hands as the ultimate playmaker.
Watson from the gun here as Lamar Miller takes the handoff. One thing about this Houston team, they have been plagued, Adam, by very, very slow starts. Something really did not see at any point when Watson was their 6-game starter last year.
How many times did we hear that last night? We cannot start slow. We have to start faster. We cannot spot a team 7 or 14 points. That's why this third down right here for the Texans is critical for them in their first drive.
On 3rd and 1, little read option play. This is Alfred Blue. First down, Houston and more. A pickup of 10 yards as they will get a fresh set of downs. Desperately needed that. They've scored a grand total of 19 points in 18 first-half possessions so far through 3 games.
Already you see that they're going to attack the edges of the Colts defense. Kendall Lamb getting the start at right tackle in this game did a really nice job of getting up on the linebacker to allow room for them to run upfield.
Fake handoff, some sleight of hand from Watson. Completion on the far side of the field. That's the running back Lamar Miller. Run out of bounds just short of the 50-yard line. It's a pickup of 5 on the play. Actually, it was Kiki Cutie on the catch. Cutie making his debut today. 4th-round pick out of Texas Tech. Strained his hamstring at the start. He can't miss the entire preseason, and someone they think could really kind of jumpstart this offense. It's QT in motion. With a misdirectional handoff here to Miller, and he is stood up right at the 50. And it'll be 3rd and down coming up.
Well, right away, Jabal Sheard is the guy that everybody pointed out against what I think is a pretty underrated defensive line. He's really kind of been the heart and soul of this defense, and a guy that they desperately have to account for. Seen a lot of misdirection and a lot of movement from Watson so far in this drive. I would expect the same here on this 3rd down.
False start. Number 75. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Martinez Rankin on the penalty. Their 10th false start penalty this season. That is by far the most in the NFL.
It's the only thing that this offense has been consistent with is their pre-snap penalties, their procedure penalties, and it hasn't allowed them to get in any sort of a rhythm. You know, they had a chance to be 3rd and about less than 5, but now you're 3rd and long. Expect the Colts to play zone defense and make it dump it short.
Watkins on 3rd and 9, throws a dart, it's caught! DeAndre Hopkins inside Colts territory, tackled at the 40, a pickup of 16, and what a pass by Watkins.
Deshaun Watson does his best work over the middle, where he has been absolutely deadly. DeAndre Hopkins is coming from the right side of the field, and I thought it was really nice coverage. Small little window, but a perfect strike from Watson to pick up a 1st down.
Hard to believe for Watson, only his 10th start of his career. And they desperately needed a good start. And after what we've seen in first halves of games from them through the first 3 weeks, early timeout taken here by Indianapolis. 7:29 to play. And now we'll keep it here with the Colts in front 7-0. So they convert on that early 3rd down to keep the drive alive. And this, just the kind of start that Watson and this offense was hoping for.
Huge. That 3rd down throw and catch has a high degree of difficulty, but it was executed absolutely perfectly. You know, you watch and you study Watson. He does a lot of great things. He is a talented thrower. You really got to watch the middle of the field. That's where he likes to attack. And when he holds the ball, that's when they get a lot of their big plays as their receivers uncover. So the Colts have to do a really good job when Watson buys time, because that's when the big plays come.
This is a Colts defense that Watson is facing today in Indy that has not been able to protect leads in a couple of their games this season, both losses. Saw it happen in week 1 here against Cincinnati, trying to hold on Houston's opening drive of the day. Watson keeps the drive alive, and he is buried. Danico Autry back from injury today with the sack. as they dump Watson for a loss of 5.
How about this playing in space? Autry is dropping. You have a big 275-pound defensive tackle dropping into zone coverage, and then he explodes upfield and tackles an athletic Deshaun Watson for a huge play.
Autry out the last 2 games with an ankle injury. A huge addition for this Indianapolis defensive front. Watson from the gun on 2nd and 15. Again under pressure. Well, did he get that pass off in time and then nearly intercepted? Let's see what happened here. It was QT who actually made the catch for Indianapolis. Dangerous play. It's a pickup of 4. Darius Leonard coming with the pressure.
Up and under blitz with Autry, the defensive end, and Leonard coming under to get to Deshaun Watson. Is his knee down before he threw that pass? That's got to be... It's almost simultaneous. The ball leaving his hands as his knee hits the ground.
And you see that left hand of Watson was down, and so they will bring this thing back and mark it just inside Indianapolis territory. So incompletion is the official ruling on the field, and it will be 3rd and 20. Watson underneath, it's incomplete. Off the hands of QT, who was coming over the middle. And Houston will punt.
Really not a lot of options there, 3rd and 20. They were able to overcome 1 negative play to pick up the first down. Just a situation where you're trying to get a fast guy the opportunity to make some yards after the catch, but tough because of the negative play.
So here's Trevor Daniel, their rookie punter out of Tennessee. Opposing teams only 8 return yards in 13 punts so far from Daniel this season. 4th fewest in the league through the first 3 weeks. And an excellent coverage down the field by Houston as Johnson Batamosi able to down it inside the 5-yard line. 47 yards, perfectly placed punt. Second offensive drive for the Colts after Andrew Luck marched them right down the field, culminating with the touchdown pass to Zach Pascal, and that's where we sit. 7-0 Spiro Ditas out of Marcelletta. Our producer Sally Shot, Jim Cornell, our director, rest of our CBS crew from beautiful Lucas Oil Stadium. Roof is open, temperatures outside in the mid-70s. A dangerous position here against J.J. Watt in this defense. Luck putting some air under it, far side of the field, and it is incomplete. Intended for the rookie Hines. Adam, take us back to that last play that was ruled an incompletion.
Yeah, it's a tough call because you're going to see his knee hit and the ball thrown almost simultaneously. And originally they called this a complete pass. And then somebody on the field overruled it and said that he was down, which I think probably is the right call. But if this ever did go to review, I think it would have to stand with whatever the call was on the field because there's not enough evidence to overturn it.
Right. You can, of course, put your hand on the turf to maintain your feet, but it was the left knee that led to the ruling of incomplete. So 2nd and 10 here after the incompletion. As the snap is muffed, it's loose. Who's got it? If Houston has it, that's going to be in the end zone. What's happening on the bottom of the pile? Texans have it for the touchdown.
The ruling on the field is a backwards pass, recovered by the defense. Touchdown.
Spiro, I think Ryan Kelly, he snapped it to himself. I think it hit his own body. No, it didn't. He just snapped it short. Looked like they were trying to run some sort of a screen, and Kelly was trying to get out, but he didn't secure the snap, and what a major mistake. The Houston Texans jumping on the football in the end zone, but a major mistake in your own end zone.
Jadeveon Clowney and Brandon Dunn both falling on the football. It appeared to be Clowney. We'll wait for the official announcement, but it did appear to be Clowney who came away with the football. And what a turning point early in this game as Houston's defense able to score the touchdown, and we are tied after the extra point from Fairbairn.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by McDonald's and by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
A disaster for the Indianapolis Colts. Muffed snap by Ryan Kelly, recovered by Jadeveon Clowney, his first career touchdown. And all the talk about Clowney struggling first 3 weeks of the season, that's a play that they hope can jumpstart his campaign.
Yeah, both the outside rushers, Jadeveon Clowney and Whitney Merciless, really haven't had a chance to pressure the quarterback much this year.
Short kick fielded by Pascal, who had the touchdown earlier, crosses the 20 and close to the 25-yard line. We'll see where the officials will spot it as Andrew Luck and company will hit the reset button and try to erase the memory of that disastrous turnover as we go back.
So here's the last play. Ryan Kelly is a center, and they're trying to develop a screen. Watch how he tries to get out. He knows he has to get out quickly, but he doesn't focus on the details of his craft. He does a short snap, and Luck cannot get to the football before Clowney.
Told you about how banged up this offensive front is. Joe Haig out with a high ankle sprain. Costanzo, who's yet to play the season out, and of course Jack Doyle. Luck off the play action over the middle, and it is incomplete. Into the sun, trying to locate Ebron. As we have gotten official word from the Colts, it is a chest injury for T.Y. Hilton. His return is questionable. It happened here.
I don't think the impact of not having T.Y. in the lineup can be overstated. He is their best playmaker, one of the top playmakers in the NFL, and Andrew Luck has two guys that he really trusts on this football team to throw the ball to. One is Jack Doyle. He is out this week with a hip injury, and then T.Y. Hilton. We know about that relationship over the years.
Keep it on the ground to Hines, and you've got the injuries with their bookend tackles. Jack Doyle, who's been such a trusted target. This is hard enough for Luck coming back. Hasn't played football basically the last couple of years. That's a huge loss if Hilton can't come back.
It is, and Marlon Mack, a guy that really showed some potential last year as a big play running back, he is yet to see the field so far this season. So Luck is having to do quite a lot, and it's time for these guys to step up. Ryan Grant and Chester Rogers have to be there for their quarterback.
Watt coming across early. We'll see if he was drawn off.
Number 71,
and he was.
Offense. 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
Well, Denzel Good hearing those footsteps.
Yeah, he saw the film of the New York Giants and what Watt did to that guy. Just leaning back to try and get position on number 99.
Well, Good was in the mix for that starting right tackle job in the preseason, but hurt himself in the third week of the preseason campaign, and so the job eventually went to Haig, who has been their starter. But this a big spot for Good against Watt in this defense. Luck forced out of the pocket, and he is sacked. It's Clowney. Well, Clowney answering the questions about his slow start to the season. He has been a monster early in this game.
And this is where Clowney has to line up. Hand on the ground at right end and working on left tackles. That is absolutely his best position. They move him around a lot in this defense. They stand him up. They put him at linebacker. They put him inside. Jadeveon Clowney has to line up at right end and let him go to work on right tackles.
He spent the offseason rehabbing off the arthroscopic knee injury. Did not have a sack or a quarterback hit the first 3 weeks. Already today is touchdown and a sack. As we are tied at 7, this is Tyler Irvin. Texans are going to have excellent field position, just short of the 50. 15 yards in the return. Back in 30 seconds after this from State Farm. Well, here comes Deshaun Watson. They will have terrific starting field position. All tied at 7. With 3:12 to play in this opening quarter from Indianapolis. These are the two bottom teams currently in the AFC South as they chase both Jacksonville and Tennessee. Only one team has ever made the playoffs after starting 0-4. It was the 1992 San Diego Chargers. Bill O'Brien and company trying to avoid that set of circumstances with a win today. Officials have stopped play for a moment. An injured security person down on the field, and now athletic trainers over from the Colts sideline quickly over to tend to him. So the officials have no choice but to stop the game for the moment. Just as the teams were about to line up for the first down play for Houston, officials were alerted to it, or referee Carl Cheffers. So this is a security guard who is currently down on the field here on the Colts sideline. So as they continue to tend to the security guard down on the field, we will take a break. Come back in 30 seconds after this from Progressive Insurance. Well, there's an injured security guard who was hurt on the last punt play. Actually had a player blocked into him on the near side of the field.
Yeah, pay attention to the gunner and the corner at the bottom of the screen.
It's Chris Milton, one of the backup cornerbacks for the Colts, who was blocked into the security guard there. And hope that he is okay, as those doctors down on the field obviously concerned at the moment. There's T.Y. Hilton, so good news there for the Colts. Left the game after that big 40-yard catch earlier with what the Colts said was a chest injury. And boy, this is very good news.
Great news.
As Hilton is back on the sidelines and letting these fans know that he's okay.
It changes the way your defense plays against the Colts when he's on the field as opposed to off the field.
In the meantime, the security guard still being tended to. Obviously, you can't start the game with him so close to the playing field as now the stretcher is brought out. I just hate to see this. Those guys work so hard, and a lot of times, most of the time, Adam, they have their back to the field, so they can't really see what's happening behind them. They can't really protect themselves.
It's tough because on those special teams play, on the punt play, a lot of times, that's a long way for the gunner to go into the other team's sideline. He should be protected, and he shouldn't be that deep on the Colts sideline. But that's really one of the only times where, something like this can happen when you're not looking.
Medical people obviously will be as cautious as possible here as both teams go to their respective sidelines. And kind of an eerie hush here as these folks hoping that that gentleman is okay. Again, if you've just joined us, a security guard injured, had his back to the field on that last punt by the Texans, was knocked down. And the medical people immediately calling for the stretcher to come out as they will get him stabilized and into the back of the stadium here for a closer examination. And we will try to pass along any information we have as quickly as we get it. So play will resume here with Houston's offense back onto the field. We had a good looking drive to start before things kind of stalled out. Watson was sacked
You know, on times like this when there's a big break in the action, tough on DBs. If I was an offense, I would go deep. I would challenge the DBs after a long break like this.
The snap and then the handoff. This is QT coming around the end. That's a first down run. And boy, again, QT's NFL debut today. Missed the first 3 weeks of the season with the hamstring. They didn't really know what to expect. Wasn't able to practice much during the preseason and camp. A pickup here of a dozen.
I think it's smart play calling by Bill O'Brien because it's really hard to run up inside against this defensive line. And they run a lot of line movement with the defensive end stunting inside. So speed on the edge is where they're trying to attack the Colts.
Fake handoff from Watson. Breaks the tackle. Throws on the run near side of the field. It's caught. Hopkins. What a pass on the run by Watson. And Hopkins in stride. A pickup of 30.
What a beautiful pass by Watson. He gets away from Danico Autry, and this is where he's so dangerous. When he breaks the pocket, he doesn't run first. That's where the big plays come from these wide receivers. They get open when he gets out of the pocket, and another beautiful touch pass to Hopkins.
One play here to Miller. First and goal. Miller! Second little burst gets him down to the 3-yard line. I'm just curious, why the long layoff hurting quarterbacks? What happens?
Well, you know, it's one of those things you start to lose focus. Maybe you get a little stiff. Maybe you're not ready for a quick-hitting play. It's a great time to attack downfield, but you can't argue with the way Bill O'Brien went about attacking this Colts defense. What a great drive.
On second and goal, Watson to the end zone. It's incomplete as they try to quicken the pace here. They've run more no huddle at him than any team in the league by a wide margin.
I think it suits their quarterback. You know, surely that's what he was used to in college. Here's what it comes down to. Their red zone offense this season has been absolutely terrible. He's thrown a red zone interception in every game that they've played so far this year. They've gotten down there a lot, but they haven't been able to come up with touchdowns. I've got to believe on third and goal, you've got to attempt to get a jump ball to DeAndre Hopkins.
Aikens was the intended receiver on that last play. Watson, where does he go here? Little sidearm delivery to the end zone. It is caught. Will Fuller for the Texans touchdown. What an impressive drive by Deshaun Watson. And these two developing some kind of a tandem.
Really is. Will Fuller's going to come from your left side of your screen. This is zone coverage from the Colts. But again, Watson slides to his right, and there is absolutely no match for the inside linebacker Walker to try and cover Anthony Fuller. Watson is so good when he slides from side to side outside of the pockets. That's something you have to be keenly aware of if you're in the Colts secondary.
That's the 10th touchdown connection between Watson and Fuller in only 7 career games between them. Fuller's played 20 games in his career without Watson, just 2 touchdowns in those games. Point after from Fairbairn is good, so they go 5 plays, 52 yards in 1:27 seconds. And the Houston Texans putting all of the questions about the slow starts behind them quickly as they take their first lead.
Yeah, I really like the play calling. And when Bill O'Brien told us last night that they were going to do some things differently, I wasn't quite sure exactly what that meant. But you see, there's a lot of misdirection. They're using motion to get the linebackers in the secondary to hesitate. They're getting speed on the edge. They're using the athletic ability of Deshaun Watson to get out the edge. And Watson, so far in the passing game, has been absolutely on point with beautiful passes to his wide receivers.
Well, tomorrow, Cedric the Entertainer and Max Greenfield star in the new comedy critics called Laugh Out Loud Funny. The Neighborhood premieres tomorrow, 8/7 Central on CBS. Well, it's been a long time since these Houston Texans won a game. They have to go back to week 11 of last year, a home game against Arizona. 9 straight losses. They're 1-12 in their last 13 games. As desperate as a team can possibly be in week 4 of the season right now, with a 7-point lead. Well, on Monday, the Indianapolis Colts kicked off Hispanic Heritage Month by hosting more than 150 youth ages 7 to 13 for a free football clinic. Colts players were on hand interacting with the students and helping them run through football drill stations. A terrific event. Rigoberto Sanchez, Mexican-American, grew up in Northern California, just north of Sacramento. Very proud of his Hispanic roots. And a nice moment between the Colts and some of their young fans here in Indy. On 1st and 10, speaking of misdirection, this is Hines, a rookie runner trying to find the edge, but well played by Romeo Crennel and this Houston defense that really had to answer some questions after they've had some struggles the first 3 weeks of the season.
Yeah, they haven't been able to play 4 quarters of football. Whitney Merciless on that play played absolutely perfectly, and I thought it's interesting because they're playing a lot of J.J. Watt at defensive end on one side and then Clowney and Merciless at D end on the other side, and it's hard when you do that to get your best players on the field. So you see a rotation between Merciless and Clowney. That time played beautiful by number 59.
Coming up with the final 60 seconds of the quarter. Luck from the gun on 2nd and 11. Put some air under it. Up the seam trying to find Hilton, who is back on the field for the Colts after what appeared to be a pretty good injury to the left side to his chest and shoulder. It is officially a chest injury. But suddenly this Houston defense has things under control. It'll be 3rd and long.
And Jonathan Joseph, who had a pretty slow start to this game, giving up a couple catches early, was in great position, press coverage against T.Y. Hilton, and there was nowhere for Luck to try and throw the football. 3rd and 10 now. I would imagine Romeo Crennel, he should rush with 4. They're getting great pressure from their outside rushers.
They protect Luck here. He delivers, and that is incomplete. Boy, into the sun. As you see the penalty flag thrown. Ebron was the intended receiver. Tyrann Mathieu, the all-pro safety.
Prior to the
coverage.
pass, holding, number 32, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic. 1st down.
See Tyrann Mathieu not happy about it, but you're going to see right when Ebron, number 85, breaks to the outside, Tyrann Mathieu is going to have a little bit of a tug right there. He hits him in behind, and I'm going to call a PI. That ball was thrown inside. Bad communication, but I thought that was a good call on Mathieu. Tight coverage, but a good call.
First season for Mathieu, trying to resurrect his career. First 5 years, of course, with Arizona. Former Pro Bowler and first-team All-Pro back in 2015. Luck play action. Under duress. And a little underneath screen pass to Hines is incomplete. Heavy pressure by Merciless. And also Clowney.
Well, I like Clowney on the edge, but he also has the ability to destroy the middle as well. Look at number 90. He splits the guard in the center and almost just runs over Nyheim Hines inside. But he absolutely destroys that play. Now, that's what Romeo Crennel has to do if he wants to get Watt, Clowney, and Merciless, his 3 best defenders, on the field at the same time. That means somebody has to stand up and play linebacker behind the line of scrimmage.
This is McNichols, and he is blown up by guess who? It's Clowney. He has been a wrecker in this first quarter, a loss of 3.
A double-team block right there. Again, earlier, the last drive, it was on the right tackle, but they don't even have a chance. There's 2 tight ends over there. Ryan Hewitt completely fails to get inside position, and I mean, he is so good against the run. He maybe has the best inside move from the edge in destroying run games. Slow start to the season, but he's making up for it in this game.
Where does Luck go here? Final play of the quarter, perhaps swinging it far side. It's caught. Hilton. What a pass as Hilton was wide open. A pickup of 18 to get the Colts a 1st down. End of 1 in Indianapolis. 14-7 Texans. Back right after this. Lucas Oil Stadium, downtown Indianapolis, on a beautiful day here in Indy. 14-7 Houston, 14 unanswered points. A defensive score by Jadeveon Clowney, and then Deshaun Watson leading them down the field, finding Will Fuller, and that's where we sit. 14-7. Spiro Ditas, Adam Archuleta, and the rest of our terrific CBS crew here from Indy. Luck under pressure as it was coming from the front side on that play. Incomplete. Intended for Ryan Grant. Spiro Ditas, Adam Archuleta back with you in the booth. It's been fun so far. Two desperate teams.
It has. We've seen some good stuff from both of these football teams. It's a good, hard-fought game, and I think both of them understand the ramifications of getting a win on this game.
Colts keep it on the ground here with Hines as he leapfrogs the defender and is out close to the 47-yard line. So 3rd and 6 coming up here. Reich and this offense had a very impressive opening drive. We'll see where they go here.
It's been a mixed bag for Houston. Their defense, they've gotten great pressure, but they've also given up some easy completion on the outside. They need to challenge these receivers.
A little crossing pattern over the middle. It's caught. That's Pascal who had the touchdown early inside the Houston 45-yard line. And now the officials rule incomplete. It appeared from our vantage point that Grant had it for a moment, but into the sun. Excellent play from the back.
It sure is. Sharice Wright gets beat inside, but because he has great hands at the reception point, then Pascal was not able to make that football move and the ball comes out. The Colts have to punt.
Wright, who did not sign with Houston until September the 11th due to some of the injuries and missing bodies that they have in the secondary. And a huge early play here for the Houston defense. Sanchez on to punt. Fair catch signaled. Tyler Ervin makes the catch just inside the Texans' 15-yard line. 38 yards in the punt by Sanchez. And here comes Deshaun Watson, up 7. Opening minutes, second quarter. The young man who took the league by storm last season. 19 touchdowns in his 7 appearances to start. And then, of course, the ACL injury in practice in November cut short his incredible rookie campaign. They're not trying to get the Texans their first win since week 11 of last season. Watson on the run, he'll throw it, and that pass is caught. That's Fuller. Was he in bounds? Yes, he was. Terrific concentration by Fuller. First down, Houston.
Really is. Deshaun Watson outside the pocket one more time. He's going this way, and there's a void right underneath, right behind the cornerback. He doesn't sink enough, and Watson hits another touch pass on the sideline.
Texans quickly trying to get to it to snap it, but the challenge flag thrown by Frank Reich. This will be close. It was a 22-yard completion if it stands. Catch left, right. But was that left foot in
Indianapolis
bounds?
is challenging the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass. We'll review the play.
So they will take a closer look. It's that left foot. That's the question. Back to Indy right after this. All right, Carl Cheffers has confirmed the completion for Houston. 22-yard pickup. So it's a fresh set of downs for the Texans. As Frank Reich in Indianapolis will lose a timeout on the missed challenge here. Texans up 7. And you can see the Colts already down to just one timeout. Rest of the quarter. That pass from Watson is caught. Hopkins again. As we bring in our rules analyst, Gene Steratore from New York. Gene, take us through that last play.
Really tight play. Ruling on the field, completed catch. Officials in great position. And from the angle with the white shoe and the white out of bounds, it's tough to say that we could overturn that. Stands as a good call based on that replay.
Gene, I hear you want these guys wearing all dark cleats for these sideline plays. Is that correct?
I think I'd like to pass that rule for the day and make it a little easier for me guys every once in a while. Yeah.
Gene Steratore, our rules analyst from New York. We appreciate Gene's insight. Always fashion forward with his thoughts. This is Fuller again, and Hopkins and Fuller. When Fuller is healthy and Hopkins is healthy, this could be very well the most dangerous wide receiver tandem in the NFL, a pickup of 6.
And you know what I've noticed, and coming into this game, the Colts defense have done a really nice job of pressuring quarterbacks. But for all the problems this offensive line has had in the first 3 games, I'd say they've protected Watson quite well so far. He's had time, he's bought time, and he's made great throws.
You know, we told you at the top, Julian Davenport, who had 5 penalties called on him last week, benched today. Their right tackle for Kendall Lamb was making his first start of the season, and so far that has been one of the big storylines as they're faced with a 3rd and short.
Expect again the Texans to attack the edge in some sort of way. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of run, pass option, handoff option with Deshaun Watson. They need to put it in his hands and let him go make the play. He is faster than the Colts defensive ends to beat them to the edge.
Watson over the middle, incomplete. Looking in the direction of the tight end, Ryan Griffin, as Houston's drive stalls, and Bill O'Brien will send out his punter.
Now, one of those connections that has yet to materialize this season. Ball is a little bit too high. That would have been a tough catch. That's Kiki Cutie coming open over the middle. It would have been a tough catch, but you put that ball a little lower, could have got a big play out of it.
So initially off the hands of QT. Griffin was in the vicinity off the deflection. And Trevor Daniels punt inside the 15-yard line at 31 yards. Chester Rogers on the catch. Here comes Luck.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Corona Extra. Find your beach. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by the well-connected 2019 Lincoln MKC.
Andrew Luck taking on his hometown team. Grew up in Houston. High school football star at Stratford High. Still gets a chance to visit his grandparents, who he told us live on the west side of town. Gets there every chance he can. Says all his buddies work in oil and gas. Still live in town. Talks about the fond memories growing up in that city. Desperate for a win today with the Colts. That pass intended for Hilton, and what a start for Clowney in this defense.
Colts want to move the ball. They've got to account for Jadeveon Clowney, who's starting to take over this game. First getting a touchdown, then a one-on-one sack, and then destroying the run up the middle. It's tough because they're dedicating resources to Watt on the other side, and that's the advantage you have when you have 2 great players rushing the passer.
It's a tough pass to catch. Ebron into the shadows, and now the officials say incomplete. Had it initially, and now Ebron a little bit slow to get to his feet. Already without Jack Doyle, who's out with a hip injury. It's a tough play to make. You see the ball kind of coming through the shadows. And so now the concern on Ebron as he is replaced for the moment by Mo Alley Cox. Signed off their practice squad just a couple of days ago, as they are very, very thin at tight end. Luck's pass is caught right up the seam. That's Hilton. Big, big connection, a pickup of 15 and a first down.
Desperately needed that, and you can see Luck trying to use a little tempo, a little bit of no huddle. Maybe likes the matchup that he's getting against this Texans defense, trying to take advantage of it.
There's Hines, pretty cutback maneuver. Out across the 35, tackled by McKinney as we go to New York. Get our first update with JB.
Chicago. That's right. Check out my guy Trubisky. 20-yard touchdown to Josh Bellamy. That's his 4th TD today. 4 different guys. Back to Spiriditas.
All right, Tampa Bay coming back down to reality over the last couple of weeks. Mo Alley Cox, the intended receiver. Matthew was there on the coverage. Or they elected to open the roof today. I'm not sure if that was a good decision, at least for the Colts offense. You got to deal with a lot of sun and shadows on some of these throws.
Oh, cry me a river, Sparrow. Come on.
No, you would have loved it as a former DB. And suddenly this Luck-led passing game struggling after that very impressive start. Luck on the run, little crossing pattern over the middle. That was Pascal, and it's incomplete. Sharice Wright, again a late signee in the middle of September, earlier this month on the coverage.
Well, here's the difference between this week so far and last week against the Giants. It's winning the contested catches. The Texans defensive backs did not break up any passes last week. They won every single battle, but in a lot of drives in this game, they've been able to get that ball out at the reception point. An excellent job of recovering from a bad performance a week ago.
Sanchez on a punt again. Tyler Irvin back deep right around his own 15, signals for the fair catch. And we'll see where the officials will mark this football. Up along that Houston sideline, and it will be just inside the 19. 45 yards of the punt by Sanchez. 7-point Houston lead on CBS. Now look at Houston's struggles in the first half of games through the first 3 weeks. That's 19 total points, already nearly at that number today as they lead by 7.
It's a huge difference. And, you know, Bill O'Brien said that he's sick of spotting teams' leads in the first half and trying to climb back into it. So far, he's off to a great start. You still have 10 minutes left in this quarter.
So Watson and company begin from their own 24-yard line. Play action from Watson, far side into the sun, and it is Fuller on the catch. Fuller had the short touchdown earlier. This is a first down reception, a pickup of 18 for Houston.
Here's what elite speed does. Watch how he drives Nate Hairston down the field and then just snaps it off to the sideline. Hairston knows that Will Fuller has the ability to take the top off of the defense and is nowhere close as Fuller comes out of his break.
Fuller, their leading receiver entering today, despite not playing in the opener in New England. He didn't play in that game with a hamstring injury. But 100 yards for Fuller, Adam, in each of the last 2 games, and he is already off and running in this one.
They had a hot start last year, and there's a really nice chemistry and a really nice connection with his quarterback, Deshaun Watson, that goes, you know, even back to last year. Again, that elite speed, but he's refined his route running and has added more to his route tree this season.
113 yards a couple of weeks ago against Tennessee, just over 100 last week, and a touchdown in the loss to the Giants. Watson under pressure on 2nd and 9. He is wrapped up around the ankles. Just so elusive. Autry able to get him. And so what a job by Watson just to turn that from a sack into a gain of a yard.
Colts do not pressure a lot, but I think they're going to have to start pressuring a little bit because the front is not able to get there on their own. It forces Watson to step up, but Danico Autry disengages and able to get Deshaun Watson to the ground. Expect a little bit more pressure here from the Colts defense to force Watson to make a mistake.
Watson protected, up the seam, and it is broken up. Incomplete. Matthias Farley was there on the coverage. It was Will Fuller, the intended receiver.
Well, say what you want, but Watson is not afraid to rip it downfield. You know, Fuller is trying to uncover because he sees Watson buying time, and Farley is in perfect position. That's a good play. Now you got to go out there and make a great play. Bring down the interception.
2 career picks for Farley, the 30-year kid out of Notre Dame, and that's one he will be thinking about tonight. Trevor Daniels' punt. It was fair, caught inside the 10 by Chester Rogers.
Sure.
So here comes Andrew Luck against this J.J. Watt Houston defense. And speaking of why, we had a chance to visit with him last night, and he was sure to say happy birthday. His great-grandmother, Sophie Musial, celebrating her 101st birthday yesterday. Says she is still sharp as a tack. They play cards every chance they get. They like to play rummy with each other, and she's watching today when we send her our happy birthday wishes. Yeah, incredible.
That's incredible.
Luck's pass intended for Ryan Grant. It was incomplete. And when you're J.J. Watt, you get your own suite, even when you're on the road. His mother, Connie, his dad, John. His mom, Connie, by the way, will be celebrating her birthday tomorrow. Busy Sundays in the Watt family. Of course, all three boys now in the league. T.J. Watt, star second-year defensive stud for Pittsburgh. And, of course, Derek Watt, fullback with the L.A. Chargers. Luck is buried. And guess who? It's Watt. Nice little birthday gift for great-grandma.
Just a bull rush. He's fast off the edge, but he's just going to bull Denzel Good right back into Andrew Luck. And he gets the right arm and is able to get to the football. So far today in this game, the Texans, who have not had great edge pressure, both Clowney and Watt, affecting the Colts offense.
Quick strike here by Luck. This is Rodgers just trying to get them some breathing room out across the 10-yard line. And we asked Luck, when did he kind of feel it that he was back? And he went back to the game in Tennessee a couple of weeks ago. He said he was held on a play in the second quarter in that game. The officials never threw the flag. He kind of lost it for a second, was arguing with the officials, and he said that is the moment where he just said, you know what, I'm going to forget about everything else and just pin my ears back and go. And we talk about a breakthrough moment. The 3 sacks last week. Gets his first one today. As that old J.J. Watt appears to be back. Sanchez trying to get some back into it here. This is Irvin. He'll play it. Crosses the 45 as Houston continues to win the battle of field position. 49 yards on the punt and 7 on the return by Irvin. Well, it's just amazing how quickly things turn. This Houston defense struggling, at times the last couple of weeks. Suddenly Merciless and Clowney have it going, and they just can't be blocked.
They're playing complementary defense. They're getting great pass rush from the outside and the edges, but also when they throw the ball downfield, you've seen several defensive backs be able to make plays on the football and take the ball out.
Texans with all 3 timeouts, plenty of time. Here is Watson with a bootleg action, runs out into Indianapolis territory. And you look at this Houston offense, the slow starts, but suddenly Kiki Cutie, who is making his NFL debut today back from the injury, we've seen him utilized by O'Brien. Suddenly he's a pretty good number 3 option at wide receiver.
Yeah, but I think this game is more of the game plan in the scheme. They're protecting their tackles and they're allowing Watson to get outside the pocket, and that's led to some big plays downfield.
Little read option play here. Cutie continue to find creative ways to get this kid the football. Coming back from the hamstring injury, a pickup of 3 here. Well played by Pierre Desir in that Colts defense.
That is a huge play outside by Desir. That is a hard tackle in space against a fast, athletic receiver. He doesn't make that play, they might be in trouble. It sets up a huge 3rd down. Again, expect Watson out of the pocket. This looks like a pressure look from the Colts defense.
Little RPO action from Watkins. I beg your pardon, Watson. I keep combining Watson and Hopkins. Watson on the play leads forward a pickup of 3. And that is a Houston first down. What a play by Watson.
Smart play because the Colts are bringing blitz off of Watson's right side. And they're going to run a quarterback sweep to the left side. And he gets just enough to pick up the first down. I would start to attack outside. I would let Hopkins and Fuller try and go to work on these corners versus single high coverage.
Watson to give here to Miller. Unable to find the edge, but Watson, all the success he had last year, he's a kid that has taken the struggles of this offense in stride. We sat with him last night, and you just get the sense that he felt that breakthrough moment coming today.
You see it even in his play. He's calm. He's not rattled. He understands the protection issues. But you see him, he's had great composure so far in this game. He hasn't thrown it a lot. He only has around 110 yards passing, but most of his passes have come in big moments and on key 3rd downs.
Watson on 2nd and 12 under duress, escapes. How did he get away from that play? And now they finally are able to get him. It is Anthony Walker. Everyone covered down the field. And Walker finally gets to him for the 3rd sack by Indianapolis.
Exactly what you have to do. He does such a good job of evading the first wave of pressure. Jihad Ward had a for sure sack, but Anthony Walken, the second-year linebacker who has been excellent in coverage with the closing speed and making an open field tackle on a great athlete.
Watson goes underneath. This is QT. Needed the Indy 33. They pick up 12, so well short of the first down marker. We'll see what Bill O'Brien elects to do here. Career-long field goal for Fairbairn is 55 yards. And at least for the moment, O'Brien will keep his offense onto the field.
He must have a lot of faith. I don't like this call. I think right now you're up by 7 points. 4th and 6 is hard to get. You don't get this, and you're going to set up Andrew Luck about the 40-yard line. Not sure I agree with this call.
It would be about a 58-yard field goal from here. 4th and 6. Watson's pass is caught. That's the rookie tight end, Jordan Aikens, a pickup of 10. Injured Colts defender is Kenny Moore, and boy, the play clock, that's still at 0 before the ball was snapped.
Yep.
And now it looks like Sunil Kelemete is also injured for Houston, but Adam, what a break for the Texans. The officials did not see that. Play clock was clearly at 0 before the football was snapped.
You can't make that mistake if you're part of the officiating crew. I mean, that is a huge play. 4th and 6, the play clock is at 0. Huge play.
And that's not something that the officials can go back and change. Just simply missed it. A tough break for Indianapolis is Kenny Moore, who has been one of their better secondary players through the first quarter of the season. He'll be escorted to the sideline, and they will take a closer look.
And remember, Quincy Wilson, their other corner, is out again with a concussion. So that leaves Nate Hairston as one corner, and Pierre Desir probably going to come in as the other corner. They're going to have a hard time in their sub package, their nickel package, trying to match up with the Texans.
So suddenly the Colts thin in the secondary. Meantime, Kelemete is still on the turf. Kelemete was hurt in warm-ups last week, actually hurt his knee, so he was a scratch in that game against the Giants. And they will have to examine him on the sideline. There's Greg Mance, the man who came in and started last week for Kelemete, will come into the game here. And again, this is not reviewable. Officials just simply missed that play clock down to 0. So first down play, and what a decision meantime by Bill O'Brien on a 4th and 6. There's a little end round sequence to QT in Indianapolis. Able to snuff it out. That front, what a game by Danico Autry, back from his 2-game absence with the ankle injury, a loss of 5.
Boy, has he made an impact or what? Jabal Sheard and Marcus Hunt have had excellent starts to the season, and now Autry, number 96 on the inside with a athletic one-on-one tackle on a fast player. That is outstanding by the big man.
On 2nd and 15, Watson again able to elude pressure, and another big 3rd down coming up. Bill O'Brien did his part, rolling the dice on a 4th and 6.
Yeah, he did get bailed out. Let's make that known. I thought that was a gutsy call. At the minimum, he's allowed some time to milk off of that clock there. Now you got to talk about field goal range. You cannot take a negative play right here. So expect something conservative. Try and get a few yards. I don't expect him to go for the first down, but make a much easier field goal attempt.
Just inside the range of Fairbairn, it would be about a 53-yarder from here. They are going backwards. Devastating play for Houston. Sack number 4 for the Colts. It's Jabal Sheard.
Devastating. Cannot take a sack in that situation. Immense pressure. Kimoko Toure on one side, Jabal Sheard on the other side, and they just meet right at the quarterback. Watson has no chance.
2-minute warning as Houston knocked out of field goal range. They will punt when we come back.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Lowe's and by Verizon. The best unlimited is on Verizon, America's most awarded network.
Great scene here in Indianapolis. Texans fans well represented. 14-7 there, Texans in front in a critical early season battle in the AFC South. Houston 0-3, trying to avoid the dreaded 0-4 start. And the Colts 1-2, trying to get back into the win column. Daniels punt. It was fair caught right around the 10-yard line by Chester Rogers. 32 yards on the punt. Try to distract Rodgers as well as they could, but excellent concentration.
Late flop.
Minor to keep it here. The Verizon halftime report comes your way in moments. JP, Phil, Nate Boomer, and Coach Cowher standing by. Get you caught up around the league here in week number 4. The Verizon halftime report is next. So the Colts with the football. Once again, tough starting field position. That's been a thing. Football is loose. Who's got it? Once again, disaster for the Colts.
That's J.J. Watt one more time.
Duke Ejiofor, the man who fell on the football, but it was Watt who knocked it loose.
This time it was Watt on the outside, and watch the wingspan of his arm as he gets in there and swats Andrew Luck. The edge rushers, Clowney and Watt, completely deciding to take over this game, and they set up their offense. They already scored once on defense, but right before halftime, they set up Watson inside the 5-yard line.
Strip sack for Watt. Second sack and the 5th for Watt in the last game and a half. Here's Miller. Right over center, close to the 5-yard line. Watt talking about the healthy competition that he has with his younger brother TJ. And we're both very close to the top of the NFL sack rankings. And Watt's certainly there, and he is enjoying the moment from that Houston sideline. And can this Colts defense keep him out of the end zone? Already down 7. Final 72 seconds of the half. And a fake pass into the end zone. Hopkins for the touchdown. Perfectly thrown by Watson. And the Texans build on their lead.
Too easy. You're down to your 5th corner, Chris Milton, because of the Kenny Moore injury, and mismatch all the way. Maybe the best receiver at getting the ball in one-on-one situation, easily beats Milton to the outside, and a perfect timing throw from Deshaun Watson. Taking candy, baby.
Hopkins with his 2nd touchdown catch of the season, 38th of his career. As we get a penalty flag thrown on the point after attempt.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, number 28, defense, 15-yard penalty.
That's Chris Milton, the man who was just beaten on the touchdown. And what a day for these Texans wide receivers, Adam. Hopkins, 4 catches, 61 yards. Fuller, 4 catches, 49 yards, and the short touchdown. It's all made possible by the strip sack by Watt.
The Colts are single blocking, and even though the right tackle Denzel Good gets beat, part of that is on Luck. He can step up in the pocket. He did not secure that football, and it easily comes out. So that's equal responsibility right there. That last play, it's almost a matter of time. You have to take advantage of that matchup. Not many corners can cover DeAndre Hopkins in that situation. Pre-snap read, great job of execute. And what was a huge problem for Bill O'Brien and the Texans, the red zone, they've been perfect.
You know, Watt, in our conversation with him last night, very reflective. He talked about the long road back. You know, there were times where he kind of asked himself, can I continue to put my body through it? And the back surgery and then that gruesome broken leg that cost him the 11 games last season. Obviously was able to fight his way back, and to go from that where he said, you know, it felt like people forgot who I was or what I'd done in my career. As amazing as that is to hear. He was throwing down the gauntlet once again to the rest of the NFL. He is officially back. As we get another penalty flag thrown. 3 sacks last week, 2 today. The forced fumble. There's this penalty against Houston. Let's get it before we go to.
Illegal formation on the kicking team, number 58. He was not within a yard of the kicking spot. 5 yards will be added to the end of the play. First down.
So Peter Colombai on the penalty, and they will tack on the penalty yardage. As you see what the Texans have done when leading at halftime under Bill O'Brien. That's regular season. This was a team that was reeling. 3rd straight loss last week to open the season. But they have looked dominant with this defense. Right now, 2 touchdowns. Rodgers on the catch. Colts playing here with just 1 timeout left and 60 seconds remaining. Clock still running, a pickup of 8.
Yeah, expect a no-huddle offense. You have 1 timeout, so you've got to make this happen extremely quickly. Romeo Crennel, the way his front is pressuring the quarterback, I would not bring an extra blitzer.
Luck again under pressure. This is Hines, the rookie runner out of North Carolina State. Vinatieri's longest field goal this season, 51 yards.
You need about 25 yards to get within range. Plenty of time to get that.
On 1st and 10. Luck throwing it behind Ebron. It's incomplete. So the only positive here is that it stops the clock with 22 seconds left. Another reminder, the Verizon halftime report comes your way next. JB and the crew standing by in New York with the Verizon halftime report. Well, this game started so positively for Luck in this offense. Marched right down the field, jumped out to the 7-0 lead. But then the bottom just fell out.
Neutral zone infraction, number 90, defense, 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
Well, that is the absolute last thing you want from your defense here.
Now, I want to take a look at the last play if we get a chance. I don't know if we're going to because they're lining up, but Luck had an open receiver in the middle of the field, and he hesitated. He did not pull the trigger. Could have had a good play.
Luck protected well, throws into the shadows up the seam. It's caught. To the Houston 30-yard line. That's Ryan Grant, a pickup of 23.
You got to clock it. This is field goal.
So very quickly a timeout taken.
So timeout. You get 1 shot at the end zone if you want it. I don't know if there's a huge benefit of getting a quick play to the sideline because you are well within Vinatieri's range. But you do have a chance to go to the end zone 1 time and still have time left on the clock for a field goal attempt.
This would be about a 48-yard field goal from right here. Told you Vinatieri's long this season, 51. The longest of his career, a 57-yarder. Vinatieri, of course, 1 field goal away from breaking Morton Anderson's NFL record for field goals made. He's at 565. 11 seconds. Colts have to be very careful here. Hard snap count. Clowney again coming across prematurely. Was he drawn off?
it looked like Ebron flinched.
Neutral zone infraction, number 90. Defense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Clowney's trying to say that Eric Ebron, the tight end, flinched. I think that was clearly on Clowney. So now it makes it easier. You're within range. You can still take a shot at the end zone. That's what they're going to try and do.
No timeouts for the Colts. A little wobbling pass is caught. Hines wisely just runs towards the sideline. That stops the clock. 6 seconds left. Jonathan Joseph was there to force him out. And you see Hines kind of limp off. And here comes Adam Vinatieri on the doorstep of history. 23rd season for the 45-year-old kicker out of South Dakota State. This will be a 42-yard attempt. You see where he sits. The snap, good hold, and Vinatieri's kick is good. NFL history for Vinatieri. Most made field goals in history. Number 566 as he surpasses Morton Anderson. And ironically, he breaks the record just up the road from where Morton Anderson went to high school at Ben Davis High, about 7 miles up the road from where we are here at Lucas Oil Stadium. And we even saw J.J. Watt come out to congratulate Vinatieri.
It's really, really pretty incredible to think of just how long he has been doing it in this league and how consistent. And all the big, huge moments that he's had to make clutch kicks. It truly is remarkable.
Four-time Super Bowl champion, the only kicker to kick a field goal in 4 different Super Bowls. As he continues to rewrite the record books. A little bouncer taken by Alfred Blue, and that takes us to halftime here in Indy. The Houston Texans with 21 unanswered points before the Vinatieri field goal, so 21-10 at halftime. Halftime is next after these first half highlights from Verizon and a word from your local station. Texans down 7 early, but 21 unanswered points, and they lead this game by 11 as we get set for the second half. Let's take a look at the first half highlight presented by DirecTV. Early disaster. Ball knocked loose on the errant snap by Ryan Kelly, and Jadeveon Clowney first career touchdown to get the Texans on the board. As we welcome you back, the NFL on CBS from Indianapolis alongside Adam Marcelletta. I'm Spiro Ditas. Pretty good first half for Romeo Crennel's defense.
It is. You know, last week against the Giants, they did not play well. They didn't rush the passer. They had a lot of big plays against their defense. But I think today they came out on fire. And as the first half went on, they started to smother the Indianapolis Colts offense, especially by these two, the big-name edge rushers, J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney, affecting this game. Clowney with a touchdown and Watt with his 2 strip sacks, setting up his defense or his offense deep in Indianapolis territory. They've been on fire so far in this game.
Well, this defense going to have their ears pinned back against another makeshift offensive line for the Colts with all the injuries they're dealing with.
And wanted to make up for last season. And in games like this, you need your leaders to step up and make big plays. That's exactly what they've had. Jadeveon Clowney not only rushing the passer, but what he's done affecting the run. And J.J. Watt, building off of his breakout game from a week ago, has been getting after Andrew Luck.
Hard hit. As Irvin is whacked right at the 20-yard line. Matthew Adams with an NFL hit. And Irvin just making sure everything's still there.
Well, at least they still allow these hits. This was a beauty. You don't need to break down, just sprint right through the tackle.
Well, you authored a couple of those style hits in your day, right?
A few, maybe.
Again, you just wonder how these guys get up sometimes. Irvin thankfully looks like he's okay. As Watson and Houston back in business. Here is Keke Coutee. Told you about this kid, the hamstring injury at the start of camp. Missed the entire preseason. He has been a force today. And the first half possessions, as they kind of flip the script, their first half struggles, a thing of the past.
And what I liked out of that first half is Watson made some key plays on third downs to keep the drive alive. But the most important thing is their red zone production, something that they have been just worried about, concerned about, haven't been able to get it done. But today in the red zone, they've been terrific.
Lamar Miller on the take. Bill O'Brien lamented his own play calling last week as Miller runs for the first down here. We've seen him get a little bit more creative in how they're going about their offense so far in this game.
They have to keep attacking the edges and getting Deshaun Watson on the edge.
Once again, keep it on the ground here to Miller. Miller last week only had 10 yards against the Giants. This was the #1 rushing attack in the NFL through week 2, and that of course changed drastically last week as they try to find some balance.
167 yards against the Patriots, 148 yards against a tough Tennessee Titans defensive front. Did not play well, did not run the ball well last week. Not doing a lot here on the ground, but doing just enough to keep some balance.
Watson from the gun goes through his progressions. That pass is caught. That is Coutee again. Those two did not have much practice time together. There's Coutee with a first down catch and run here, a pickup of 13 yards, and what a nice little addition this kid could potentially be.
Yeah, they need a number 3. They have the first 2. And you see Coutee find the hole in that zone coverage that the Colts like to play. Watson, extremely calm and efficient in the pocket, gets back to his backside read.
Watson again well protected, throwing into the shadows, and guess who? It's Coutee again. Second team all Big 12 last season for Texas Tech. They took him in the 4th round. And he just wondered, what the chemistry would be like between Watson and Coutee. Haven't had much time to work together in practice.
Got some high expectations, and if they can develop a viable third option, just another weapon in this offense.
First down run here for Alfred Blue as they give Miller a little blow. Houston 9 straight losses, 1-12 in their last 13 games. You never want to push a team to DEFCON 5 so early in the season, but this is about as urgent as you can get.
It's DEFCON now. They've had some success in this drive, spreading the Colts out and attacking the 2 receiver side against zone coverage.
Here comes the corner blitz. They pick it up nicely. Watson's pass delivered. Hopkins inside the Indianapolis 30. That's another first down pass from Watson, a pickup of 14.
Nice job. Colts blitz. This is a zone pressure and a high-low route. And you see how the underneath route from Coutee, it pulls up the linebacker, which opens up the window for Hopkins on his in-breaking route.
We have seen Houston, even with the struggles that we talked about earlier, they've been able to move the football. Top 10 team in terms of total yards as a flag is thrown.
Holding, number 74, offense, 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
That's Ken DeLamb making his first start for Davenport.
Let's throw it right on cue. You talk about moving the ball and then getting into the red zone, and that's a great example. Negative plays in the red zone. A lot of it's been pre-snap penalties, but here is something where you've got a great drive going. You've got great rhythm and balance, but now you're sitting at 1st and 20. Those are the self-inflicted mistakes that have really hurt this offense in being consistent this season.
Kenny Moore, by the way, is out with a concussion for Indianapolis, so they get even thinner at quarterback as Watson is sacked. Jihad Ward able to get him, and that is sack number 4 as they dump him for a loss of 3.
That'd be a blown protection. I don't think anybody comes out to block Ward. You see all the Texans trying to set up a screen to the left side, but that play had no chance. But the reason for that play is because of the 1st and 20. It gets Bill O'Brien out of his rhythm in his play calling, trying to come up with a tough play in a tough situation rather than just keeping the flow of the game.
They're outside of Fairbairn's range here on 2nd and 23. Watson nowhere to throw initially. Checks it back. Here's Miller. We'll see what the penalty flag is about. Back towards the line of scrimmage as Miller is run out of bounds at around the 30. A pickup of 11 if it stands. We'll see the reaction from Watson.
Illegal use of hands to the face, number 59, defense, 5-yard penalty automatic. First down.
It's Carroll Phillips, one of the backup linebackers, just elevated from the practice squad this week by Frank Reich. And what a turn of events. So suddenly you go from a 2nd and 23 now to a first down from the Indianapolis 36.
I don't see Kyle Fuller out there on the field.
We've just been told by Houston that Will Fuller is dealing with an ankle injury. So an ankle for Fuller. His return is questionable. And we just told you about Kenny Moore. Indianapolis' starting left cornerback. He is out for the day with a concussion.
I said Kyle Fuller instead of Will Fuller.
Here's Miller. Just getting inside the 30-yard line. That's a big story for the Colts. We've talked about how thin they are at the cornerback position. Quincy Wilson out today, wasn't available with a concussion. So now you can scratch more as well.
Yeah, and I think, the way you want to go about attacking this defense is getting into your subgroup and getting the Colts to go way down the depth chart to fill that nickel corner spot. But without Fuller in the game, you can't go to that personnel.
There's the catch by Griffin. Griffin gets inside the 20 and down to the 17-yard line. Darius Leonard, who ended the day leading the league in tackles, was there on the stop. That's a pickup of 13 and a first down.
Well, they were helped out by a penalty, but credit the Texans after getting a holding call and getting 1st and 20. Now they find themselves right back inside the 20-yard line with 1st and 10.
There's Miller taking on a tackler. Clayton Geathers coming up from his safety position to apply the hit as we cross inside the 9-minute mark.
We already saw one shot in a one-on-one situation to DeAndre Hopkins right before halftime, but we haven't seen Watson go to his tight ends yet inside the red zone.
On 2nd and 6. Not much room to maneuver. Interestingly, going through the numbers as we do before these games, Deshaun Watson has never won a game in which he has been trailing at any point. This would be the first time that's happened after Indy jumped out to the 7-0 lead. Of course, it's only his 10th career start. So early in his career, as they are faced with a big 3rd down here.
They got Hopkins in the slot, which looks like zone coverage for the Colts. Look for him to attack and go after that safety.
13th play of the drive. That pass is caught. That is Hopkins. Just as Adam stated, Hopkins with a catch, a pickup of 7, and it will be 1st and goal.
Yeah, I thought they would have attacked the safety to try and get a touchdown, but extremely soft zone. He hooks up right inside of the linebackers, and that allows him to get upfield for the first down. Nice execution.
6th catch for Hopkins. He's got 80 yards, including the touchdown. And 1st and goal. Here's Blue. Trying to bounce it to the edge, tackled by Anthony Walker, and this methodical drive led by Deshaun Watson continues.
It's extremely impressive, and what they've done, you know, late in the second half, the Colts defensive line really started to get after and put some pressure on Watson, which forced him into a few bad throws or tough throws, but they've been able to completely come out here to start the third quarter, and the Colts have had zero pressure on Watson.
15th play of the drive that began at their own 21. Little read option play. Watson trying to find daylight. Lunges, end zone for the touchdown. Five-yard run by Watson, and it's 27-10 Houston.
Second time quarterback sweep in a critical down, and just follow the lead block of number 26, Lamar Miller, coming out of the backfield. Great block by Miller, and he also gets a good block by his tackle. Great play call. So hard for a defense. Extremely difficult for a defense to account for the quarterback in a designed quarterback run when he uses his running backs as a lead blocker. They have the extra guy, and the Colts have nobody to come up and fill the alley.
Nice little moment for that young Texan fan behind the Houston bench. Boy, that is a statement drive by the Houston Texans. 15 plays, 79 yards. As they chew up over 8 minutes of clock, 8:21. Officials are trying to confirm this. Every scoring play subject to automatic review. Trying to determine if Watson had crossed the plane of the end zone before its knee came down. And they will continue to take a look at this between here and New York. Of course, Al Riveron, head of officials at the NFL Command Center in New York.
Clear, to me, clear touchdown. He stumbles a little bit, but he's able to dive and break the plane of the goal line. I got to tell you, that is a Mark Miller. That is a huge collision down there for Miller. Unbelievable lead block. He's not asked to do that very often, but that's the block that allowed Watson to get into the end zone for 6.
Well, there's Deshaun Watson, the 23-year-old second-year quarterback out of Clemson. Actually entered the week with the third most rushing yards by a quarterback behind only Cam Newton and Tyrod Taylor.
It's tough with there's only one thing. I'm wondering what they're looking at, but Watson's right elbow does hit the ground.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
All right, so that lengthy review finally ends, and the touchdown run is confirmed. And what a drive for Houston to begin the second half, as Andrew Luck and that offense has been on the sideline for a long, long time. Point after from Fairbairn is good, and Houston builds on its lead, 28-10. What a drive for Watson and Houston. Well, Bill O'Brien was hoping for an offensive breakthrough today, and they have it so far. Deshaun Watson throwing down the gauntlet here to begin the third quarter. 15-play, 79-yard marathon drive, culminating with a 5-yard touchdown burst by Watson, who, by the way, has been sacked 5 times in this game. Most sacks he's ever taken at him in a game. So he has paid the price, but he continues to march him down the field. A couple of key injuries to pass along. Will Fuller is dealing officially with a hamstring injury. Initially, we'd been told an ankle, but it is his hamstring. Keep in mind, he didn't play week 1 against the Patriots due to a hamstring. And Kenny Moore, as we told you, left starting cornerback, is done for the day for Indy with that concussion. So here's Andrew Luck, who has had a lot of time on the sideline. See his numbers so far. Suddenly in an 18-point hole. This is Rodgers on the catch. Little slant, pick up a 14. That'll be a Colts first down. Tackled by Matthew to New York and James Brown.
Big play led to this score here, Nate.
That's right. This week, Eagles defensive coordinator said that Mariota is the fastest QB in the league, and right here, he uses his feet to get in the end zone. Titans making this one a game.
Back to you guys, Spiro.
All right, Tennessee with that big road win at Jacksonville that we saw last week. Luck just throws that one into the turf. It has to be thinking about, that Houston front and the pressure that they have applied to him. Watt, 2 sacks. Clowney's been all over the place. That gets into a quarterback's head.
Yeah, 2 things that the Colts have to do if they want to somehow climb back in this game is you've got to be able to block the edges. Houston took over in that second quarter, and his receivers on the outside have to start helping him out. Too many drops and too many incomplete passes on those short routes underneath.
Luck's so good with that hard snap count. He's already drawn Clowney off twice today.
Encroachment, number 90. Defense, 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Wow. 3rd such penalty in this game on Clowney. Play action from Luck on 2nd and 5, and he is punished. J.J. Watt got his hand on the football, and they just keep on coming.
It's such a great play by Watt, who hits the arm. But you're going to see T.Y. Hilton. He gets open. They have a chance to hit a pretty good play right here. Luck steps up to try and make that throw. Hilton is wide open on the sideline, but J.J. Watt saves the day again with that wingspan, and Luck cannot get the pass off downfield.
There was a penalty flag thrown as well. See if this is intentional grounding against Luck.
Intentional grounding. Number 12, offense. 10-yard penalty. Lost it down. 3rd down.
Killer.
It's a tough play. I mean, yep, he's in the pocket. He's under pressure. The ball is not in the vicinity of a receiver, but the ball was affected by being hit by the defense. So I don't agree with that call one bit.
I think the confusion was about the fact that Luck deflected the football.
I mean, if Watt,
I beg your pardon, deflected the Luck pass.
If Watt was able to affect his arm, then the ball falls incomplete. I got to say, I just don't like that call.
Carl Cheffers is our referee in this game. You see Watt coming around the edge.
10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
On second thought, did he affect the pass? Maybe Watt didn't hit his arm.
Yeah, from that vantage point, didn't appear as though he hit the football. Just disrupting Luck on the forward throwing motion. There's Watt coming across early. As the chess match between those two old friends
Neutral
continues.
zone infraction, number 99, defense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Now that hard snap count by Luck giving the Texans fits.
He's got to do something because the get off. Once those defensive ends, they start to taste it a little bit and they start to get some confidence. They know that they're playing with a big lead and they have to throw the football. You better believe they are itching to get off the line of scrimmage.
Luck on 3rd and 10. Protected here. Going to take a shot. Far side of the field. It's caught. Hilton. Yards, and now a late penalty flag is thrown.
Holding, number 90, defense, That penalty's declined. Results of the play. First down.
Just speed off the line, press coverage, work him in, and then he gets by Joseph. But this is about the throw. This is in a perfect spot. That is the big ball. That's what everybody has been waiting for. Can Andrew Luck throw the ball down the field and connect with his favorite big play target? That was executed beautifully.
Well, Luck may be putting some of those questions to bed. Second catch today of 40 or more yards by Hilton. Officially a 42-yard pass play. And 1st and 10, Luck back to the air. It's incomplete. And another late flag thrown from the Houston secondary. Ebron, the intended target.
Hey, Ebron and Colvin were locked up. They're probably going to get Colvin with illegal contact in the slot.
Prior to the pass, illegal contact. Number 22, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
That's exactly what happened.
See number 22 on number 85. He makes contact. You see the left arm wrapped around him. That is a good call.
Colts offense once again shorthanded. No Marlon Mack, Jack Doyle, Joe Haig all out. And of course, Anthony Costanzo yet to play this season. And right now down 28-10, but driving. Luck throwing towards the end zone. It is caught. Hines, was he in? Yes! Touchdown! Incredible catch by Hines.
How about the 4th rounder out of North Carolina State on Tyrann Mathieu? Great position by Mathieu, but oh my goodness, Hines goes over the top, snatches the ball out of the air. Does he land in bounds? He's got 1 foot, 2 foot. That is touchdown. 2 beautiful throws by Andrew Luck down the field to give the Colts another touchdown.
And the man he beats, the former All-Pro, Tyrann Mathieu, just to make it a little bit sweeter. 2nd career touchdown for Hines, his 1st receiving. And that gets Indianapolis right back in this game. Point after by Vinatieri is good. And Houston's lead down to 11. Luck to T.Y. Set him up, and then Hines going airborne on CBS.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Honda. Awarded Best SUV Brand by U.S. News. Sonic. This is how you Sonic. And by NFL Sunday Ticket, only on DirecTV.
Well, Andrew Luck's father, Oliver, drafted by the Houston Oilers, 1982. 20 games played for the Oilers, starting 9 at quarterback, retired after the 86 season. He has had a distinguished career as an attorney, currently the CEO and commissioner of the XFL, spending some time with the NCAA, with their legal team the last couple of years. One of the most respected men in collegiate sports, certainly in football. And proud papa as he watches his son Andrew trying to score themselves a big home win. 19 yards on the return by Irvin. Well, Saturday, the best game from the best conference features 5th-ranked LSU taking on Florida. And it promises to be a good one with the last 4 meetings decided by a touchdown or less. The drive to Atlanta at college football today bring you all you need to know beginning at 2:30 Eastern right here on CBS. So here's Watson and company as they get right back to work. This is the rookie tight end Jordan Aikens. And that is a 1st down catch out across the 30. You pick up a 14 yards, and Watson's impressive day continues now to 19 of 24 for 223 yards. A couple of injured Colts here. It's a very impressive rookie Darius Leonard, AFC's Defensive Player of the Week after week 2. Told you earlier, led the league in tackles entering week 4. And then we'll take a closer look at him on that Colts sideline. Zaire Franklin will come in for the moment. Another rookie for the Colts, 7th round pick out of Syracuse, who actually started for them last week in Philly.
Yeah, no Leonard, and Houston is going to their spread attack. And that's where Leonard really excels in the passing game. Now, Anthony Walker goes out there. He has done a really nice job so far this season in coverage, but Leonard is a game changer and gives them much more speed. Let's see how they match up with this Houston spread attack.
Leonard wears the microphone in his helmet, so you see him have to switch helmets there. As that pass is intercepted, Pierre Desir for the Colts, and he's still going. Now the officials will mark him back, but Desir with a defensive gem for Indianapolis. First pick of the season for Desir and the second of his NFL career. And Luck and company back in business, down 11 when we come back. 28-17, Pierre Desir, first interception of the season as he picks off Deshaun Watson. And Andrew Luck and company back onto the field, down 11. How quickly this game has turned. Here's Hines, who had the incredible touchdown catch just a couple of minutes ago. Adam, take us back to the interception.
Well, this is how important spacing is for an offense. Anthony Walker is the linebacker, but because of his body position, Deshaun Watson has to throw this ball behind DeAndre Hopkins, which allows Pierre Desir to break underneath and come down without interception. So that's team defense. A mistake by Watson, but he had to throw it behind so he could fit it right inside of Anthony Walker. And instead of making a good play and a pass breakup, we have a great play by Pierre Desir.
See that long turnover streak continuing. Bernardrick McKinney is the injured Texan. Timeout.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Verizon. The best unlimited is on Verizon, America's most awarded network. And by McDonald's.
Back with you. Bernardrick McKinney able to walk off on his own power. Such a huge part of this Texans defense, but a spectator at the moment. Colts have taken the momentum, a touchdown a moment ago, then the Desir pick of Deshaun Watson. This is Whitney Merciless on the tackle of Jordan Wilkins here. Just amazing how that momentum can change in these games so quickly as this Texans defense trying to get off the field.
Yeah, that play was a disaster. We've been talking about Clowney and Watt. Merciless is now in the game opposite Clowney, and meet me in the backfield.
On 3rd and 4, they blow it up again. Clowney had the touchdown in the first half. He's been called for 4 penalties in this game, one of which was declined. Atoning here with another tackle for a loss.
Just a terrible sequence of plays. How about this one? Stand him up this time and just penetrate, shoot the gap. I would have liked to be a little bit more aggressive on those 2 plays.
4th and 7, right, keeping his offense on the field. We'll see if they'll try to run a play here. He's been so effective, has luck with these hard snap counts. As Bill O'Brien actually will take a timeout, as he will get Bernardrick McKinney back into the game. And Luck and company will think about it a little bit more here, what they want to do. A reminder coming up next, most of you will see Drew Brees coming off an exciting overtime winning touchdown. They'll try to set the NFL's career yards thrown record today as he inches closer to Peyton Manning. And some of you will see San Francisco and the LA Chargers. You see where Brees sits. Brett Favre in his sights. 300 yards and change away, and then Peyton at the top of the list.
It's a matter of who do you trust. Ebron is all alone on the backside against off coverage.
Well, they snapped the football, but it's blown dead.
False start, number 85, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
So Reich was indeed going for it, wasn't a bluff, but Ebron is penalized, and that's been an issue for Ebron already early in the season. A couple of touchdowns through his first 3 games as a Colt, but he has had some issues with the penalties. As Reich sends out Sanchez in the punt unit. Sanchez certainly among the better young punters in the league, and look at this punt. Late flag thrown from the official in the end zone, as that is down inside the Houston 10. .41 yards on the punt as we await the call from Jeffers.
Personal foul, number 21, receiving team. That player signaled for a fair catch and then blocked an opponent. That's a spot foul half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
You can't signal fair catch and then do what Irvin did there. So Irvin is penalized.
And then he got ran over.
Made it even worse.
Nice job by the Texans defense. You just gave up a big drive for a touchdown. The Colts defense made a big play. Luck and his offense was in your territory, and you were able to not give up any points and give the ball back to your offense. So a really nice job by Romeo Crennel's defense.
On 1st and 10, Miller is going backwards. And that Colts defensive front coming alive. What a game Danico Autry is putting together. Loss of 2.
I just don't think that they're going to be able to run the ball inside. You've had good success when you've taken your shots on the edges. I know it's a little risky down here when you get in tight inside your 5-yard line, but really going to be challenging to run inside against the Colts defense.
Watson from his own end zone. It's caught. QT. 1st down Houston and more as he is run out of bounds across the 20-yard line. What a play by QT. A pickup of 17.
How quick is he out of his breaks? Inside. Now I'm going to go outside. And he completely loses Matthias Farley. And Watson hits him wide open running to a sideline. Great route running to get open to the outside.
7 catches, 75 yards for QT in what has been a very impressive NFL debut for the 4th-round kid out of Texas Tech. Miller on the take, tackled by Farley. We go to New York, JB and Nate.
The new NFL.
That's right, Matt Ryan looking for Matt Damon, the talented Mr. Ridley. Oh, yeah, 5 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks. How about that? They would miss the 2-point conversion. The score, 33-28, Atlanta.
Spiro, Adam.
Matt Damon, so versatile. So versatile.
Pretty good as an actor in here. Here is Miller showing some burst. Running straight up the gut. 15 yards. Finally tackled by Leonard. And another 1st down play for Houston.
A great play. Zone to the right side. And he's going to read the block of his left tackle and explode into the Colts secondary.
Longest run of the day for the Texans. Fresh set of downs here is Blue as Miller gets a breather here. And these two teams, you just can sense the urgency between them. Colts 1-2 after coming up a little bit short in Philly last week as you see Miller grimacing in pain, and the Texans Don't have to talk about their desperation. 0-3, trying to end this long losing streak. See if Houston tries to run another play here. It could be done for the quarter, as the Texans will have it up 11 as we will head to the fourth here in Indianapolis. 28-17 will return after this from your local station. Lucas Oil Stadium, beautiful day in Indianapolis. The roof has been open. 28-17, Houston in front. As we welcome you back, Spiro Ditas, Adam Archuleta. This has been fun. Indianapolis jumped out 7-0 lead. They're 21 unanswered for Houston, and this one's shaping up to be a pretty good fourth quarter.
Third quarter, both teams throwing punches. Great drive to open it up for Houston, but Luck dropping bombs on that defense, put him back into position, came back with a turnover, and now the Texans responding. So I like how both teams have opened up the third quarter on offense.
Deshaun Watson, 20 of 26 for 240 yards, a touchdown, couple of touchdowns, and the interception. Kind of stumbles forward here to the 42-yard line. As Watson trying to protect this 11-point lead. That interception thrown earlier in the half to Desir, really the only big mistake he's made in this game. A big third down here.
You just got to make sure, you've got to make a play, but you can't force it. First and foremost, you've got to protect an 11-point lead, and you can't make a critical mistake on 3rd and 10.
Watson hit on the release. It was Kimoko Toure coming with the heat. And on 4th down, the Texans will punt.
Toure is really starting to find himself. He is their 2nd-round draft pick out of Rutgers. And he kind of fits the profile of a speed rusher. He is raw. He hasn't played a lot of football, but you see him when you turn on the tape. He's been able to flash and give the Colts speed off the edge.
52nd overall pick in the draft. Chased down Carson Wentz for his first NFL sack last week. Here's Rodgers. Weaving his way through traffic, crosses the 25, close to the 26-yard line. 50 yards on the punt, 17 on a nifty return for Rodgers. Well, Andrew Luck and the Colts came up just short last week on the road against the defending NFL champs. Right now down 11. They will have the football on a 1st and 10 from just inside their own 27. Colts currently 3rd place in the AFC South. Houston right behind them at 0-3. Luck nowhere to go. Breaking a couple of tackles, just kind of falls forward to the 30. There's a flag thrown behind the line of scrimmage.
Holding, number 71, offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
It's Denzel Good on the penalty, and a most important drive of the day here for Luck in the Colts.
Absolutely critical drive. I think they kind of blew it on that last drive they had when they had the interception and they were in Houston territory. I thought it was awfully conservative when maybe had a chance to see some of the momentum and get Houston on the ropes. He had to be a lot more aggressive. Now, on this last play, they were aggressive. They tried to go downfield, but they couldn't hold up at tackle, and it forced Luck out of the pocket. A hold, now you're 1st and 20.
These quick throws that we've seen so much from Luck the first couple of weeks of the season. Here locates Rodgers, weaving his way up the field, so they pick up a half dozen of those yards back. And it will be 2nd and 14.
The holding call is such a killer. To be in that situation and now 1st and 20, you're one-dimensional right now. You can't run the football. Huge hole to put the offense in.
Luck over the middle, and that pass is caught going to his tight end, Eric Ebron, who's been a busy man today. As Ebron is tackled after a pickup of 12, so they need 2 for the first down here. And maybe the biggest play call of the day for Frank Reich.
Jordan Wilkins.
Seen lined up outside, over the middle. That's Rodgers' first down catch. spinning his way to the 40. Fifth catch of the day for Rodgers, a pickup of 5. Fresh set of downs for the Colts.
He had Jordan Wilkins wide open in the flat, but because of the route by T.Y. Hilton, that allowed an opening for the other receiver to come across the field and pick up the first down.
Luck working from the gun here. That's Ryan Grant, the ex-Washington Redskin, as they now try to attack these Houston corners. A pickup of 9. Jonathan Joseph, the man on the coverage.
If you're the corner, you're the secondary for Houston, I think you have to challenge these wide receivers. Don't allow these easy throw and allow the pass rush to try and affect Luck as he holds the ball.
Adam, if you're these corners now, these DBs, what are you thinking as you keep your eyes on Luck? Because that's a first down for the Colts.
You have to challenge these receivers. You have to respect the speed of Hilton. So if a safety, you want to lean that way. You don't want to double cover him, but protect your corner if he chooses to play press coverage so they don't hit the big ball down the field. Everybody else, get up in their face. Challenge these wide receivers. Make Luck hold the ball for a second longer to let Clowney and Watt get to the quarterback.
You see Jonathan Joseph now will be escorted to the Texans sideline. Former two-time Pro Bowler, last selected in 2012. As they'll take a closer look. We go to New York and an update, JB and Nate.
51-yard pass play. Mariota to Corey Davis sets this up.
That's right. Watch this sharp route up the seam, and I mean that literally. Tajay Sharp with the route for the touchdown. 12 straight passes completed for Mariota. Tennessee takes the lead 20-17.
Spiro and Adam.
A good sign for Mariota in Tennessee. That offense that just barely scored enough points to win last week on the road in Jacksonville. And first down here is Hines. The rookie having his best day as a pro. Late flag thrown, as you see behind the play.
Another hold.
Holding, number 62, offense. 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
That's LaRaven Clark making another start today for Anthony Costanzo, the usual starting left tackle who has yet to play this season with a hamstring injury. Costanzo was close to returning a couple of weeks ago, but has had a couple of setbacks. There he is on the Colts sideline. What a huge loss he's been for them up front. So another offensive penalty, and it's 1st and 20. Luck to Ebron. It's again these little underneath throws. Told you at the top, this short passing game that they've been playing early in the season. Luck averaging a career low 5.3 air yards per attempt. That's by far the lowest in the NFL and the lowest of his career.
I think that big ball to T.Y. Hilton in the third quarter should give him a lot of confidence, but they just, because of the negative plays, have not put their offense in a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Here's Hines again inside Houston territory, and he is whacked. Hit from the back by DJ Reader, a pickup of a dozen, and it'll set up a third down coming up.
See, Frank Reich is calling deeper pass concepts, but because of the protection and the soft coverage, nowhere for Luck to go.
They need the 38. Luck's going to run for it. He's got it. And now another penalty marker thrown behind the line of scrimmage.
Holding, number 56, offense, 10-yard penalty, replay third down.
That's Quintin Nelson, their rookie guard, who they took with the 6th overall pick. And that is a backbreaker.
3 holding calls on this drive alone. No, I don't know about that.
It was Angelo Blackson whom Nelson was blocking on the play. And so that wipes away the Andrew Luck first down run, and it's 3rd and 14 back at their own 48. Luck gets it out. Rodgers. And it appears as though Rodgers has it. Yes, he does. 15 yards as he wiggles free and just barely is able to move the 6.
It's incredible that the Colts have been able to overcome 3 holding penalties on this drive. And that is not what you want to see. Your biggest threat coming off the field in a critical drive.
Marcus Johnson replaces Hilton for the moment, as this is Wilkins here. So T.Y., who was away from the play, wasn't touched. Left the game earlier with a chest injury, and oh boy, you see him just come up hobbled with that left leg as he clutches for the hamstring. Quick delivery, Luck to Pascal, and he's inside the Houston 15.
Now you still have plenty of time. You know you're going to need at least 2 scores. There's 8 minutes left. You've got plenty of time. You've got to score within about 2 minutes. Your defense is going to have to get a stop, and you'll get a chance to get back in the game.
Beg your pardon, inside the Houston 25. They mark it down to the 23. 1st and 10, Luck from the gun. Going far side of the field, attempting the comebacker, back shoulder throw to Pascal, off target. Sharice Wright, who has had a solid day as one of the corners for Houston, was there.
Coverage on the outside, good body position. They're trying to hit that back shoulder, but no room on the sideline. Sharice Wright squeezed Pascal to the edge, and there was just no room.
There's Romeo Crennel, 5th season with Houston overall. 3rd as the defensive coordinator, taking over those duties from Mike Vrabel, who of course moved on this season. Now the head coach of Tennessee. And 2nd and 10. Luck again throwing, it's caught. What a catch by Pascal. And it will be 1st and goal. Luck going right at Wright and Matthew. 17 yards on the catch.
Oh, what a big catch. You know, T.Y. Hilton goes out of the game. Somebody else has to step up in this offense and make a play. And Pascal with a huge grab to set up the Colts on the 5-yard line. See, Eric Ebron is going to occupy Kareem Jackson, and they're going to throw that ball right over his head, and just before Tyrann Mathieu can come over the top to try and dislodge that ball. But that was a good throw, really nice coverage for a crossing route played by Sharice Wright, but that was just Pascal winning a contested catch and coming down with it.
They desperately need him at the moment as they continue to look at that left leg of T.Y. Hilton.
Ebron is wide open. Nobody's covering him.
Quick step. Luck recognizes and finds him for the touchdown.
Texans confused. Luck sees it, but look at the effort. I mean, this effort, diving catch, unbelievable effort for Ebron to concentrate and come down with that football.
Reich will keep the offense out. They'll go for the 2-point attempt here to cut it to a field goal deficit. 13 plays, 73 yards. And Andrew Luck now over the 300-yard plateau for the 28th time in his career. Trying to somehow will his team to a victory.
Now, what a drive, just to overcome the holding penalties and for T.Y. Hilton to come out of the game and other guys having to step up on critical downs was huge.
Luck keeps it himself, wraps up, he throws it to the end zone, and it's incomplete. Trying to find Wilkins. But Houston is there. Pressure from Kareem Jackson as the 2-point conversion fails. Houston's lead down to 5 on CBS.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Control GX, the first shampoo that gradually reduces gray. Domino's. Order online at Domino's.com. And by Ram Trucks.
13 straight points for Indianapolis. 5-yard touchdown pass, Andrew Luck to Eric Ebron. They fail on the 2-point conversion, so a 5-point Houston lead. Adam, this was 28-10. It appeared as though the Colts were dead. And so Luck has brought them back. Here's Irvin's going to play it. And a good return before he is hit hard again. He has taken his lumps. Matthias Fardley on the tackle. 23 yards. Hard-fought yards on the return by Irvin. So here comes Deshaun Watson, a 23-year-old second-year quarterback. Through the interception earlier in the half to Pierre Desir. What can he do with this offense as they desperately try to protect a 5-point lead on the road? Watson taking the low snap, and it's incomplete. Intended for QT, who has become a focal point of this offense in the second half. Gethers on the tackle.
Pressure coming off
coverage.
Pressure coming off of Deshaun Watson's left side, and that is a dangerous throw over the middle. Now he's going to have to make some plays in this drive. You have a 5-point lead, but you haven't really been able to run the ball very well. Only 60 yards rushing in this game against a tough Indianapolis front.
There's Blue, minimal gain as he crosses the 25. Don't want to 3 it out here as this crowd is charged up.
A tough situation to be in. You want to take time off of the clock, but more importantly, you have to pick up this third down. So every play is on the table here. Expect Deshaun Watson to throw the football. This is the time in the game where you would love to have a guy like Will Fuller, who is a trusted receiver for Watson.
On 3rd and 7, Watson has the time and delivers a strike. Hopkins, massive play for the Texans. A pickup of 24 yards and a big Houston first down.
Too deep coverage, and DeAndre Hopkins is able to work his way in the middle. That safety to that side is way too off. There is no inside linebacker dropping to the middle of the field. Now, how about the protection? Deshaun Watson hung in the pocket. That is a long developing route and a bust for the Colts defense.
Keep in mind the Colts are down their top 2 left corners. Kenny Moore, concussion, done for the day. And Quincy Wilson, who was not available today, also dealing with a concussion. So a very thin secondary at that left cornerback position. Something to keep in mind here down the stretch.
Boy, what a important play on that 3rd and 7. You could just kind of sense that the Colts and the defense was amped up to go out there and make a play. But I just love how Watson hung in there in the pocket and knew that Hopkins was going to come open over the middle in a perfect pass.
Only his 10th career start. On 2nd and 6. And that Colts defensive front coming hard. Anthony Walker on the tackle as Blue barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. What do you do on 3rd and 6?
Another 3rd and 6, and the Colts on that last drive played a soft cover 2 defense. I think you have to pressure Watson into making a quick decision, bring some pressure, and try and get him off his spot. Somebody is going to have to come off a block and make a big play in space.
Watson feels the pocket collapse, calls for a block. He gets it. First down and more. Watson sliding close to the 26. An 18-yard scramble and another fresh set of downs for Houston.
Darius Leonard, number 53, is acting as the spy in the middle of the screen. He's watching Watson the entire time. He goes to the left side expecting Watson to step up to that side, but Watson, in his superior instincts, feeling the rush, sees and feels the hole on his left side and uses his athletic ability to get upfield and make the first down.
Told us last night his first instinct has never been to run first, going back to his days as a kid playing Pee-wee football, but certainly confident in those wheels. First down run here by Alfred Blue. We told you about Watson. Entered week 4 with the 3rd most rushing yards in the league by a quarterback, so only behind Cam Newton and Tyrod Taylor. 6 rushes today, 41 yards, including the touchdown.
And here's what you want to see from a young quarterback is composure in big moments. This is a critical drive, a big game. The Texans need this to get their first win of the season, and you just saw on 2 key 3rd downs. One was a pass over the middle, the other one a scramble. He comes through and makes the play for the Texans.
On 2nd and 8. Trying to push that pile a little bit closer to the 20. Watson, who was a revelation last year as a rookie, 19 touchdowns, most ever by a quarterback through his first 7 career games. Teams had no answers for him before that ACL, trying to get his team a road win. Timeout. Frank Reich burning a defensive timeout. They've got 2 left. Texans have already converted 2 3rd downs on this drive.
I think you've got to put it in Deshaun Watson's hand. Alert, maybe a sprint out, a run pass option to his right side, moving the pocket. But I think you have to let your star quarterback put the game in his hands.
Watson probes the defense. It's incomplete. Off the hands of Alfred Blue. Farley was there on the tight coverage. And Bill O'Brien will send out Fairbairn and his field goal unit.
Yeah, pretty good protection up front, but I really thought that in that situation, getting Watson a chance on the edge on a run pass option, something that's safe and conservative, would have gave you a better chance to convert on that first down or convert on that 3rd down.
First field goal attempt of the day for Fairbairn. It'll be a 40-yard attempt. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is good. Just inside that right upright as Houston extends its lead to 8. 2 huge 3rd down conversions on that drive, orchestrated by Watson.
Exactly what you needed. I mean, they needed this drive to get down the field, to burn precious time off the clock. They were 3rd and 7 on 1, 3rd and 6 on 1. He did it with his arm over the middle to DeAndre Hopkins. The other one with his legs, and that led to the 3 points that puts them up by 8. Really nice drive right there. I thought Watson in this game, he had the one throw that he threw behind DeAndre Hopkins that led to an interception. But I thought he has played an exceptional game here today.
Well, the Texans as desperate as you can be in week 4 of the season. 0-3 start, 9 straight losses, 1-12 in their last 13 dating back to last season. Looking for what would be their first win since week 11, November the 19th of last season, a home game against Arizona. Kickoff muffed for a moment by Pascal, recovers and gets it out to the 15-yard line. So tough starting field position, which was an issue for Luck in this offense in the first half. Here in a critical spot for Indianapolis. What a wild game it's been. Colts jumped out to the 7-0 lead. And 21 straight for Houston. You see the points off turnovers. Jadeveon Clowney with the touchdown in the first half. And Watt has been a force with 5 sacks in his last 2 games.
Yeah, those turnovers, the 1 touchdown and then the other one inside the 10-yard line, absolute game changers for the Texans.
Nothing official, by the way, on T.Y. Hilton, who is on that Indianapolis sideline, was clutching at his left hamstring on their last drive. So that is a huge loss here already without Jack Doyle, who is really Luck's second most trusted target Just have to try to figure this out shorthanded.
Yeah, you'd like to get 2 more plays before the 2-minute warning.
Colts have confirmed that he is done for the day. Hilton is. Here's Hines on the catch. Out across the 20. And brought down at around the 21-yard line after a pickup of 3 by Sharice Wright. Also, Matthew was there. 3rd down. Right up here against the 2-minute warning. Colts have 2 timeouts left. As Luck quickly scurries him to the line of scrimmage. Goes through his progressions, throws a bullet, and it is caught. What a pass by Luck, finding Rodgers. Andrew Luck threading the needle, 22 yards. It'll be 1st down Colts when we come back.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by State Farm. Here to help life go right. And by Bud Light, enjoyed by giant blue fictional knights everywhere.
A reminder to stay tuned for the NFL Today update delivered by Pizza Hut, time permitting. JB standing by with the crew in New York. Get you caught up around the league here in week 4. No T.Y. Hilton for the Colts. Out for the remainder of the day with a leg injury. We've been told nothing more than that. What a catch by Pascal inside the Houston 40. And now they're in hurry-up mode. 2 timeouts left, a pickup of 17.
Yeah, they don't need to be in too big of a rush now. Now you are in plenty of time and in complete control. Time should not be an issue.
Pascal had their opening drive touchdown. That pass from Luck was deflected. Ebron, the intended receiver. It's a heavy pressure once again by Clowney, who has been all over the field if you've just joined us for Houston.
I thought in the last 2 drives, the Indianapolis offensive line really shored up some of their protection issues. Now they did have some holding calls, but they have given Luck some time and have not really affected the game like they did earlier.
Luck on 2nd and 10. Back to the air, and that pass is caught at the 26-yard line. A sliding Ryan Grant. A pickup of 13 and another 1st down.
I like how they're attacking outside. You go back to the first 3 games of the season, everything has been inside of the numbers and working the middle, but more in this game, in particular here in the second half, they've gone outside and been able to attack the Houston corners.
The runner slid out of bounds without being contacted. 1:28 on the clock.
And both of these teams have been in some very close games. Houston's 3 losses this season by a combined 15 points. And for Indianapolis, they've had a chance late in both of their losses so far. As Andrew Luck trying to come up with some late game magic here in Indy.
How about both these quarterbacks? I mean, really making some impressive throws here late in the game when they need it.
Luck on 1st and 10. A couple of pump fakes, going to tuck it away and run it. Out of bounds at the 20. Forced out of bounds by Cunningham as Luck runs for 7. And that stops the clock with $1:21 left, and those 2 timeouts still in Luck's back pocket.
Yeah, as I said earlier, now you're inside the 20-yard line with 1:21 left in the game. Time is not the issue. Your red zone offense, as you can see here today, 3 of 3 with 3 touchdowns. Who is the better red zone team? The Texans defense or the Indianapolis offense? We'll see.
On 2nd and 3. Luck again goes through his reads, throws across his body. Magically done to Rodgers. Such a tough arm angle as Colvin was there on the coverage. They pick up 10 and another 1st down.
Tough catches here in the second half. Earlier in the game, receivers dropping the contested catches, but here they have come up huge for their quarterback.
Luck approaches 400 yards. A pump fake throw into the end zone. It's caught. Hines for the Indianapolis touchdown. second touchdown catch of the day for the rookie Hines, and now it will come down to this two-point conversion to try to tie the game.
Remember last time they ran a zone read, and Andrew Luck kept the football. Kareem Jackson came up and made a big stop to stop that two-point conversion drive, but oh my goodness, how about Andrew Luck here in the fourth quarter doing what he has to do to get the Colts back in the game?
Luck 32 of 48, 389, and 4 touchdown passes.
Nobody accounts for Hines leaking out of the backfield. Everybody is looking to the 3-receiver side over here. Nobody's there. Luck steps up into the pocket, and he sees that nobody is covering Hines. Tyrann Mathieu is trying to beat him over the top to the flat, but Hines bends his route inside, and Luck is able to hit him as he crosses the goal line.
So Frank Reich calling his second timeout, 45 seconds left. And once again, it is coming down to the very end for Frank Reich and these Colts.
You've had two big weapons in the red zone today. Hines with 2 touchdowns, and Eric Ebron again. Go cover him. That's Kareem Jackson.
Third and final, charge timeout, Houston, the 32nd timeout.
So the chess match continues between O'Brien and Reich.
Texans showing man coverage before that snap. So what does Romeo Crennel do? Do you stay in man coverage, or do you switch it up and play a zone? If they stay in man coverage, expect pick routes underneath.
Keep in mind, no T.Y. Hilton for the Colts. Left this game earlier in the quarter with what is a left leg injury. We've been told nothing more than that. So Luck minus his #1 receiver. Of course, no Jack Doyle. But despite all that, with some of the injuries to their offensive line, he has them right in position. But they must convert here on a 2-point attempt. Luck on this drive, 6 of 7, 74 yards, and the touchdown pass to Hines. But if they can't convert here, it won't matter.
Looks like zone coverage, 2 safeties back.
Luck fakes the handoff, throwing end zone, it's caught. Rodgers, and we are tied.
Luck sees 2 safeties deep, zone coverage, so they're going to work away from the inside linebacker and hit that little soft spot between Bernardrick McKinney and the nickel cornerback Aaron Colvin. Before the timeout, it was man coverage. Romeo Crennel switches to zone. They see the matchup that they want, and Chester Rogers comes up with another huge catch on this drive to pick up the 2-point conversion.
Can't overstate how important Rodgers has been on their last couple of drives since Hilton left. Rodgers 8 catches, 85 yards at the big 22-yarder. And a Colts team that was down 28-10 with 6:39 left in the third, all the way back to tie it.
Well, we said when T.Y. Hilton went out of the game, somebody had to step up. Somebody had to make plays and take over for T.Y. Hilton, and they have done just that.
Keep in mind, Bill O'Brien just took his last timeout. Certainly can't fault him for that, going for everything to try to protect the lead. So here comes Watson. No timeouts left for Houston. 45 seconds left. And one thing interesting about Watson, he hasn't run many of these kind of 2-minute offenses in here. Even more critical with only 45 seconds left.
Yeah, but he likes the up-tempo. First and foremost, no catastrophic mistakes. You cannot give Indianapolis the ball back inside your 25-yard line, inside your 30-yard line. You have to take care of the football and don't force anything.
Career-long field goal for Fairbairn, 55 yards. Handoff here to Blue. So it appears as though Brian will not take any crazy chances here as Blue picks up 4. And that clock running. Target line to get into Fairbairn's range is the Colts 37. But Houston can't stop the clock. Watson somehow escapes, throws it down the field, and it is caught. Hopkins. Incredible. They can't stop it here. It's a 31-yard pickup. Watson scurries them back. Amazing.
Well, that is a great job in 10 seconds after a long pass down the middle to get up there and clock that football. That is great operation and awareness for the Houston Texans to hurry up and give themselves another chance in Colts territory.
That career-long kick by Kaimi Fairbairn was December the 10th of last season at San Francisco.
Hey, how about that throw? A dangerous throw across his body over the middle. And here we go. Margus Hunt. We haven't talked about him. 6'8", defensive end is great.
Good snap. The kick by Fairbairn is no good. A 59-yard attempt wide right.
And we got 1 second. Bring out Jacoby Brissett.
It was Jacoby Brissett who attempted that Hail Mary late last week in Philly. As you take another look at the attempt by Fairbairn, it would have been the longest kick of his career, and agony for Watson. What a wild finish to this game. This has been an incredible second half.
We just talked about you cannot make a mistake. And Deshaun Watson is rolling out to his right, throws across his body to the middle of the field, 25 yards down the field. I mean, that is a terrible decision, but it works out and gives them an opportunity to kick the field goal. Unreal.
Well, there is nothing conservative about Deshaun Watson's game.
Interesting. Andrew Luck now the quarterback. Last week in the Hail Mary, it was Brissett.
Again, no T.Y. Hilton for Indy. Luck will heave it towards the end zone, and it is batted down by Justin Reed. And we are headed to overtime here in Indianapolis. Wow. Frank Reich's Colts down 28-10 with 6:39 left in the third quarter, coming all the way back. Late touchdown by Hines, and then the two-point conversion. Luck to Rodgers. As we reach the end of regulation, and everyone going to catch their breath here in Indy.
You know, it's the Colts that are used. They're the ones that are used to giving up halftime leads. You go back to last year, you know, a couple times this year. But for them to do it in this fashion, especially with zero threat of a running game, it's been all passing, and
we're
not
about to begin an overtime period of up to 10 minutes. It is sudden death unless the first possession ends in a field goal, at which time the opponent will have an opportunity to possess. Each team gets 2 timeouts. Fourth quarter timing rules are in effect, and all of the reviews will be done by the replay official. Houston is the visitor. The logo is heads, the other side is tails. He calls heads. It is tails. Indianapolis will take the ball. Indianapolis receives this end of the field. Good luck.
They'll put 10 minutes on the clock, and it will be Luck and the Colts with the football when we begin overtime. Overtime rules in the NFL, 10-minute period. Touchdown or safety on the opening possession wins the game. And if the score is tied after each team possesses the football once, it becomes sudden death. And this is actually the second overtime game in the NFL in Week 4. Philadelphia late 23-20 lead in Tennessee as those two have gone to overtime. As a wild Week 4 in the NFL continues. And only fitting that Andrew Luck would have the first crack at it. What a comeback by these Colts, down 28-10. And what has been a terrific battle here in the AFC South.
Well, I love how both quarterbacks here in the fourth quarter had to go out and make plays. And without really much help from a running game, they've had to do it completely with just their arm and then using their legs and picking up key third downs. This is unbelievable quarterback play by Andrew Luck and Deshaun Watson.
This is Wilkins, their rookie runner. Getting another start today with Marlon Mack unavailable with foot and hamstring injuries. Wilkins has been quiet as the Colts faced with a 2nd and 9 here.
But how good and how big has he been? Just a rookie. He's been thrown at 10 times. He's caught 8 of those balls, 2 of them for touchdowns in the red zone. You talk about guys stepping up. This is a great game for the youngster.
Luck, quick delivery, far side of the field on the slant. That's Ryan Grant. The ex-Redskin will pick up of 7. That inches them a little bit closer. And a 3rd and 1 coming up here. We'll see what Reich wants to do here with Luck. Quick snap taken by Luck. First down, running more. It's Wilkins. And we welcome those of you that have been watching other NFL action around the league here in Week 4. Spiro Ditas, Adam Archuleta, most of our CBS crew, Lucas Oil Stadium in Indy. The Colts down 28-10 with 6 and change left in the third. But Frank Reich's Colts have come all the way back. Late touchdown and a
first down.
Converted 2-point try, tying the game in the closing seconds as Aaron Colvin is the injured Texan. Colvin coming over in free agency from Jacksonville. Injuries already an issue for both of these teams, as we've been talking about right from the start. And if you've just joined us, no T.Y. Hilton for the Colts. He left this game in the second half in the fourth quarter with a left leg injury. So Luck playing without his #1 receiver, already without Jack Doyle, his #1 tight end target, who's out with a hip injury for a 2nd straight week. And another concern for Houston on that left leg, it appears, for Colvin.
Well, just remember, not only do you not have T.Y. Hilton, but they have not been able to run the football. This has been a completely one-dimensional football team. And in the first half, quite frankly, the receivers didn't play that well. There are a lot of drop passes and a lot of contested situations. But here in the second half, when they've needed big plays on key third downs, these receivers, Chester Rogers, Nyheim Hines, they have come through for Andrew Luck and the offense, and big reason why they've been able to climb back in this game.
Well, the Colts, one of the youngest teams in the NFL. 1-2 entering this game today. Both of those losses were tightly contested. They had a chance late in Philly against the defending Super Bowl champs. Incredible day from J.J. Watt. 2 sacks, a couple of forced fumbles, all coming in the first half. As now Colvin will be helped to that Houston sideline.
I think you have to give big credit to the Indianapolis offensive line, who were really getting terrorized by both J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney on the edges. But in the drives where they've needed it, you know, those guys weren't playing a big factor, and they gave Luck enough time to execute the offense and get downfield.
Touchdown for Indy ends the game as Luck delivers from the gun over the middle here. Zach Pascal, who has been so big. 5th reception of the day puts him over 50 yards. What's Reich thinking here with Luck here offensively in terms of the play calling?
Well, here it is. They've been spreading the ball around. There's not a go-to target for the Texans to try and lock onto.
Here's Wilkins trying to break the initial tackle, but well done by Sharice Wright, who's wrapping him up around the ankles. And another 3rd down coming up.
3rd down has been Andrew Luck's down. Both these quarterbacks executing on a high level. I would imagine if you're the Texans, you've got to account here in a spread set. Andrew Luck running with the football if his first option isn't there.
Luck near side, it's caught. Pascal again. Inside Texans territory, first down catch. As Andrew Luck over the 400-yard passing mark for only the third time in his career.
Tough position for these linebackers. Cunningham, they're bluffing inside, and there's not enough time to get into that passing window, so Luck is able to hit that window before his receiver gets out there to the corner.
But Luck selling that play fake well. He's going to throw up the seam, and it is batted down. Dangerous play. Tyrann Mathieu was on the coverage of Chester Rogers. And a gasp heard here in Indy.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm not exactly sure what Andrew Luck saw or what he was thinking on that play. I mean, he was easily covered, and you had a free safety who was a ball hawker in the middle of the field. That is very fortunate for the Colts that didn't come down Texans ball.
Opening drive of overtime, 2nd and 10 from just outside the Houston 46. Luck shuffling his feet, incomplete. Intended for Ebron. Covered by Zack Cunningham, who had some issues in the coverage last week, but he's played much better today. And it will be 3rd and 10 coming up.
This is great coverage. He is outside leverage, which means he's outside technique on an in-breaking route with no help over the middle. He closes the window and gets the left arm in there and breaks up the pass. That is perfect technique by Cunningham.
I think Romeo Crennel's been in a few of these situations, 36 years as an NFL coach. Underneath here is Hines, and his big day continues. 13 yards and an Indianapolis first down.
Second time today they have completely dropped Hines. Look how deep the underneath coverage for the Texans get. They completely disregard Hines coming out of the backfield. Cunningham's back is to the check down receiver, and that is easy pickup. Andrew Luck sees the flaw in the defense, gets it out to Hines, who has been unbelievable today. That's an easy play.
Well, how far this kid has come over the last couple of weeks. Couple of touchdown catches today, and gets the Colts a fresh set of downs. We go to New York and check in with JB.
Here's some good defensive help.
That's right. Rivers looking for Quintin Nelson on the whip route, and it is intercepted by Antone Exum. And this is a pick 6. Don't want to chart the game off like this for the Chargers. San Francisco takes the early lead in this one. Score 7-0.
All right, back to Spiro and Adam.
Wild day continues around the NFL. Phillip Rivers and the Chargers. And an early pick 6 in that game. Andrew Luck, if you've just joined us, 36 of 55. As he has tied a career high for passes attempted in a game. He had 53 attempts in the opener. Haven't been able to lean much on the running game, as Adam has alluded to. 1st and 10 here from the Houston 33. Near side, that pass a little bit off target. Unable to find Rodgers. Coverage on the play by the rookie safety, Justin Reed.
It was a good idea because Luck saw that Romeo Crennel was bringing a blitz off of his left side. That was a side adjust. And if he's able to lead his receiver before the covering safety comes down, you might have a chance for him to pick up some pretty good yardage after the catch, but not a good throw, and the Colts have to line up 2nd and long.
Colts chewing up that clock. This is Marcus Johnson thrust into a roll here with no T.Y. Hilton. A pickup of 8. Johnson, who entered the day without a catch this season. And it will be 3rd and short.
I still think the Texans, their corners, have to challenge these receivers. You can't allow these easy, high-percentage throws to be completed uncontested.
12th play of the drive. Luck's pass is incomplete. Right in Johnson's breadbasket.
As you see his eyes, watch his eyes right when the ball gets there. Looked like he was trying to run before he caught the football, but that is one that you got to have. 4th down. Easy decision, but you had an opportunity right there to keep that drive going.
That was a first down catch. He was beyond the sticks. And here comes Adam Vinatieri on a day in which he set a new NFL record for most field goals made. Number 566 earlier, and this one, boy, curving back in. My goodness. 44-yarder for Vinatieri, making it interesting.
That's some pretty good English on that ball. I mean, I could have sworn that ball was going right at the upright. And a late draw. Well done.
So Indianapolis back in front, 34-31. A 4-minute drive to begin the overtime. 13 plays, 50 yards as we go back to New York and James Brown.
10 plays, 75 yards leads to this.
Yep, Giants been praying for a number 2 to Odell Beckham. Well, they got the good Shepherd, Sterling Shepard, with the touchdown early in the game. The Giants, they take the lead 7-0.
I got a Sunday reference there on Nate.
Amen.
Back to Spiro and Adam.
All right, guys, here in Indy, Deshaun Watson trying to zone everything else out here. The 23-year-old second-year quarterback making only his 10th career start. Appeared to have this game at hand, and we're up by 18 points. Latter stage of the third quarter before everything turned in Indy's favor.
A great opportunity for this young man who I thought has easily played his best game of the season. He is, when they had to have it there in the fourth quarter, great composure, especially on the third downs and making plays. So I don't think this moment here is enough to rattle Deshaun Watson. I'm excited to see what he can do.
Watson, a 12th overall pick in the 2017 draft, coming off the ACL tear. His fourth game back, trying to somehow end this never-ending Houston losing streak that is currently at 9 games.
To the end of the play. First down, Houston.
And they will mark the football at the 30 as Houston begins its drive. Little pitch play. Here is QT. We've seen this play a number of times today. Colts defense was not fooled as QT is run out of bounds. After a pickup of only a yard.
I think if you're the Colts, you have to play this one somewhat aggressive. I know you've got always have the deep threat, but you've got to make Deshaun Watson a quarterback that likes to hold the ball to create plays. You've got to force him to throw the ball before he is ready. You've got to find a way to disrupt his timing.
By the way, it was an illegal formation penalty on the kick against Indy, resulting in that 5-yard penalty, allowing Houston to start at their own 30. Watson's pass over the middle, it's caught. That's QT again, all the way out to the 50-yard line. A pickup of 19, finally tackled by Anthony Walker. And Walker a little bit slow to get to his feet.
That great play design blitz here. You're going to see the tight end occupy this linebacker, and that's what's going to allow for the receiver to be open in the middle. Anthony Walker is responsible for the middle, but he puts his attention on Griffin, and that allows the big play and run after the catch.
Third straight 300-yard passing game for Watson. Here's Blue on the take. Inside Colts territory, tackled by Darius Leonard. A pickup of 3.
Both teams today struggling on trying to get the ground game going. Have not been able to run the football here today, so it's been all passing game. Quarterbacks and receivers have had to make all the plays here to try and pick up first downs.
You saw Fairbairn, he missed from 59 at the end of regulation, his career long.
I noted Watson.
55.
Watson likes the 2-receiver side against his zone look.
On 2nd and 8, Watson's pass is caught in traffic by Hopkins. First down, Houston.
They love attacking this zone concept, and they occupy the underneath coverage with a short route. That makes the window open for DeAndre Hopkins to wrap around that linebacker and come up with a play. What a hit by Clayton Geathers. That's about as aggressive as you could play that route from a safety, but that was all made by the underneath decoy to open up that window.
Injured Texan is Kendall Lamb. You can hear the boos, perhaps feeling as though there's some gamesmanship here by Lamb. But going back to that catch by Hopkins, you know, we've heard from multiple quarterbacks who've played with him the last couple of years. He may have the strongest hands of any receiver in the league.
Oh, without a doubt.
Some of those catches he's able to make in traffic, just remarkable. So at least for the moment, Julian Davenport, who is benched today, had all the penalties last week, is in at right tackle as we go back to New York and JB.
Tennessee had trailed 17-3, Nate.
That's right, and on this drive, they converted 2 4th downs, which gave them extra life, and he threw one up to Corey Davis. That's his first career TD. It comes in overtime. The Titans, they win 26-23 over the Eagles.
Spiro and Adam.
Boy, is that a big win or what? It looked like, for how long, it looked like the Titans were getting smoked. Huge win for Mike Vrabel's football team.
So Kendall Lamb, who started today at right tackle for Julian Davenport, who was called for 5 penalties last week, will have to come out here. Davenport pressed into duty with Houston down 3 here in overtime. On first down, here is Blue, and he is met by that Indy front.
Okay, Anthony Walker Jr. has had one heck of a game. Does a great job in coverage for the Indianapolis Colts, and right there was an aggressive fill and one-on-one tackle in the hole. Colts need to come up with pressure here and try and knock this Texans offense back and not allow them to creep into field goal range.
So just inside of Fairbairn's range here. Watson taking a shot to the end zone. Hopkins incomplete. My goodness.
Oh my. Oh my goodness, is that unreal. Look at this. Oh. I don't think he did enough. He brings the ball back to him. That's going to stay incomplete. He did not do enough to secure that catch, but what an incredible effort. Unreal.
3rd and 9.
Play zone, make him dump it underneath, come up and tackle.
Watson throwing on the run, and it is caught. First down, QT. Well, this kid is fearless, isn't he?
Yeah, I just can't believe it. On every big-time 3rd down, how many times you see Deshaun Watson buy some extra time? He holds the football longer than any starting quarterback in the NFL. He is so calm, and then he throws a dart on the sideline. What a play.
How about QT's NFL debut today for Houston? 10 catches, 108 yards. Gets him a fresh set of downs here. Watson throws on the run again. It's caught. That's Sammy Coates on his first catch of the day. What a play by Watson. Again, feeling the pressure in front of him. And showing the ability to throw across his body as Coates out of nowhere, a pickup of 11.
Nothing phases this guy. Nothing. I mean, you saw it in college, all the big games, all the big moments, his leadership, willing his football team. And now that he's in the NFL, it's the same guy, the same composure as he makes big throws.
9th play of the drive as Watson is buried. First time we've called Marcus Hunt's name. Hunter has taken the league by storm over the first couple of weeks of the season.
A sack last week. First time he's been able to get to Watson today. And that clock running with 2:16 left in overtime. And Houston trying to end it right here in Indy.
Hopkins with a good matchup inside.
Watson, quick pass, QT, and he is going nowhere. Desir on the tackle. 1:58 left in overtime on CBS. Well, this has been a terrific game in the AFC South. Andrew Luck back from an 18-point second half deficit, hoping his defense can hold on.
You got to play zone coverage. Make sure you're aggressive and build a wall at the goal line and do not allow anybody to get behind you. You've got to be able to force Watson to throw the ball underneath and make sure tackles.
Where does Watson go on 3rd and 10? Throwing far side, incomplete. Alfred Blue, the intended receiver. And Bill O'Brien will send out Kaimi Fairbairn and his field goal unit to try to tie this game.
Yeah, good goal line defense over there. Pierre Desir has played one heck of a ball game. One interception. You saw him make a big-time tackle in the open field the play before, and they tried to attack him right there with a deep route and a short route, but he played it perfectly, and Deshaun Watson had to throw the ball out of bounds.
Fairbairn, the third-year kicker out of UCLA, missed from 59 at the end of regulation. 29-yard chip shot is good, and we are tied. I don't care how short that kick is, that kind of pressure. It's an NFL kick by Fairbairn, with this building bearing down on him. A 1:50 left. And the good news for Andrew Luck and the Colts, they've got both of their timeouts left. Can't ask for anything more than this if you're Frank Reich in Indy.
The great news is after a abysmal first half against Romeo Crennel's defense, he's pretty much had his way. When they've had to make it happen in the fourth quarter, and they've had to come out with drives, and they've had to make big plays to keep the drive moving, he's been able to do that. And I don't think Romeo Crennel or the Texans defense has had an answer.
Andrew Luck, who missed all of last season with that shoulder injury. Well, told us a couple of weeks ago there were moments in his rehab where he doubted that he'd ever be able to come back and be his old self. What a moment this would be for him if he can somehow find a way to win here and get the Colts a much-needed win in the division after they were down by 18 points. And can't overstate the point enough. No T.Y. Hilton for the Colts. The #1 wide receiver left this game in the fourth with a left leg injury. No Jack Doyle. A couple of changes on their offensive line today. And it has been almost exclusively through the air for this Indy offense.
100%. They've been silent here in the fourth quarter, but Watt and Clowney have to make an impact against this offense here.
Luck fires and completes. That's Grant. 59th pass attempt by Luck. Most of his career, a pickup of 12 and a first down.
And if I was Andrew Luck, I would continue to go outside and attack these corners. They have not been able to contest a lot of these catches. Anytime that he's thrown the ball outside of the numbers, his receivers have been able to make the play.
Clock running, $1:22 to play. That pass is caught. That's Ebron. Out of bounds. Very close to another first down play. A pickup of 9. With 1:19 left. And the Colts with both timeouts left. Here's Hines, the 4th-round pick out of North Carolina State. That'll be a first down, and now a late flag behind the line of scrimmage. Just can't afford any penalties here.
Holding, number 81, offense, 10-yard penalty, remains second down.
That's Mo Alley Cox, just activated from their practice squad a couple of days ago.
It's really an unfair matchup. You can't ask a tight end to try and block Jadeveon Clowney on the backside. You know, he's going to beat almost any tight end in the National Football League, especially a guy that does not have a lot of experience in that position. So instead of being third and short, now all of a sudden you're second and 11.
Well, the only reason Cox is in the game is because Ebron just got hurt on that last catch. On second and 11, look, is decked. Jadeveon Clowney getting there for Houston.
What we talked about in this drive, Clowney and Watt had to make an impact. This time they run a game. Whitney Merciless is going to set the double team. Look at what Jadeveon Clowney does to Quintin Nelson. I mean, he just throws him right out of the club as he gets to Andrew Luck in a heartbeat.
Adam, any thought to calling a timeout? Does that just kind of change things completely and you're just basically playing for a tie if you're Indy? On 3rd and 21, a lot of precious seconds coming off the clock. Here's Mo Alley Cox breaking a couple of tackles.
You know, I am a little bit surprised that the Texans didn't call a timeout.
It's a good point, and I'm sure something that a lot of Texans fans were thinking about. As Deshaun Watson looks on, 27 seconds left, so they finally call a timeout, but you lose about 20 seconds there if you're Bill O'Brien. And it sets up a different set of circumstances if and when you're able to get the football back. 4th and 4.
How about this? I can't imagine that the Colts are going to snap this ball and attempt to run an offensive play. You don't pick this up, and all of a sudden, you hand the Texans a huge opportunity to win this. Yeah, they're going to draw them off sides.
Or at least attempt to. You know, Luck's so skilled with those hard snap counts, but there was no way Houston was going there.
Hey, he's had some great luck with that in this game, but I mean, you got to know that would just be very foolish if they were going to try and go for that.
Just not sure what else you can say more about J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney. Clowney did have some issues with the penalties in this game, but he has been an absolute force for Houston.
He was dominant, and when they needed him to make big plays, he came through with big plays.
And look at Frank Reich. He sends out Luck and his offense again.
This could be a pooch punt opportunity because you don't want the Texans to have a chance to return this and get their punt returner in the game. But again, couldn't imagine that they run a snap.
You got that extra timeout. Why not take another chance to try to draw them off sides? They snap the football. Luck fires, low pass, and it's incomplete.
I don't get it.
It's unbelievable.
I don't get it. I mean, I understand being aggressive and coming from the Philadelphia Eagles and going on it in 4th down, but now all of a sudden you give Deshaun Watson 24 seconds right outside the 40-yard line. You essentially hand the Texans the game.
Adam, I am stunned.
Don't like it one bit.
They had the one timeout. You thought maybe they'd try to draw them off. Unbelievable. Well, you talk about a decision that will be second-guessed. Reich hoping his defense can bail him out. Texans need only 6 yards to get into Fairbairn's range, and they've got it, and then some. Hopkins all the way down to the 20.
There's one thing that's being aggressive and one thing about just not doing the right thing. I know you don't.
24-yard pass. Watson to Hopkins. And this building is stunned.
Yeah, I know that nobody wants to go in with a tie. We get that. But you know that if you don't pick this up, there's a high likelihood that you're going to hand the Houston Texans the game. And I understand being aggressive, but in that case, I just can't see the sense in trying to pick up that first down.
It'll be a 37-yard attempt for Kaimi Fairbairn, the third-year kicker. John Weeks, the long snapper. Trevor Daniel is the holder. As Frank Wright takes his final timeout.
Charge timeout, Indianapolis, a 30-second timeout.
We'll let Fairbairn think about it a little bit longer, but Adam, I have to say, I'm just stunned.
Yep. I mean, I don't know what else to say. If you get it, it's brilliant, but then you still have to go down the field. I don't see the upside. I don't see where, that is the right thing to do.
Fairbairn is ready. 37-yard kick is good. And the Houston Texans' 9-game losing streak is over. A stunning end here in Indianapolis. 37-34, the final. Now for Adam Archuleta, Spiro Dita saying so long from Indianapolis. We'll get you out to game 2 of our doubleheader right after this.